Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SpawnCast, episode 44. I believe Evan is actually out of commission right now because the power is out where he is, so he'll be a little late. Then Sean will be a little late too. I'm not sure what he's up to, but we'll see him when he comes by. So, but I do have a couple people here with me tonight. Max is actually back with us.
Hello,
Max,
hello.
how you doing tonight?
Very, very, very good. Man, lots of great games coming out. This last 10 days has just been so jam-packed with great games.
Yeah, there's been a lot of games that have come out. I've been having to play a bunch of stuff just try to keep up, and it hasn't been easy. But we're gonna go through all of that, I'm sure. Evan played a lot of Dragon Ball FighterZ, so I wanted you guys to talk about it, but he's not here right now. So
you and I can geek out about Monster Hunter.
I did play Monster Hunter. Yes, I did do that. So I attempted to anyway.
Monster Hunter is popping on YouTube Gaming right now.
It's so good.
I attempted to play it. It's like, again, I'm not used to it, so it's like an old man trying to use Windows over here. So let's jump over to Austin. Austin John Plays joining us again.
Hi,
how are you doing?
I'm Austin John. It's a pleasure to see all of you beautiful people tonight.
Yes. You've been on before, but what have you been up to, man?
I've been playing a lot of Pokemans.
Cool. You're talking about the Ultra Lock, right? That's what you're doing?
Yeah, the Ultra Lock.
I don't know what that is, but I wanted to say it like I did know. Why don't you explain to me what that is?
We did an extreme randomizer of the game, but instead of doing a Nuzlocke, which has very strict rules, like if one of your Pokemon gets knocked out, it's considered dead.
I do remember watching Pro Jared do that, so I kind of know what that is at least.
Yeah. So instead of doing a full Nuzlocke, we just wanted to play through the game and have a lot of fun. We had a fantastic hacker. His name is Mizumi. He did a lot of work on the game. We had like 70 new sprites and recolors put in there. And then I've been getting into streaming life too and playing one of my favorite games of all time, Minecraft. I'm one of those people.
Getting back into Minecraft. All right. That game is never gonna go away.
It's the second greatest selling game of all time next to Tetris.
Yeah, it's like 140 million of them are sold or something like that.
144 million copies sold. It's nuts.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
And
then our guest tonight, one of the smaller YouTubers that we've been inviting on here is Kazoo, YellowKazoo.
Yeah, hi.
Yes. Do you want to tell them a little bit about your channel or anything?
Yeah, I would love to. So I'm mainly a streamer of Nintendo games. So I really like Nintendo, of course. And I stream. I have somewhat of a schedule, sort of, in my Discord. I don't know. I kind of just stream at random times.
Stream whenever the hell you want to.
What?
Stream whenever the hell you feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also a university student, so I'm kind of busy with some stuff, so it's trying to find a time. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I remember those days. So don't worry. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Although I was usually the person that showed up on university to then tell people to stop working and go to parties and stuff. So I wasn't the best influence back then. Yes.
I remember from one of your earlier videos, you said that you were taking accounting classes or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I didn't like it very much, but there were a lot of people there were a lot of universities I could go to around me away from the college that I would go to around here in Cecil County. And I would go all over. We went to Salisbury, which is like 2 hours south of here. Salisbury University, Delaware, UAD, and stuff. And there have been a lot of people that went on to do bigger things than they should have. I'll say that. So, but strangely, a lot of people from bands went to college around here. It's very interesting.
Really?
But it's like some of the parties that they would go to weren't the best parties to go to, like in terms of
interesting
behavior and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure they're morally corrupt and awesome.
Yes, usually we like to forget about some of the parties that people went to at some of the colleges, but those were the old days. Those are actually days, I guess, even before YouTube. Now I think about it, before YouTube.
Real quick, there's a bunch of people in the chat asking if we can link YellowKazoo's channel. Also, if you want to make me a mod, that way I could type stuff in the chat. That'd be cool, and share links and
you know what?
Stuff
you know
like
what? I trust you. So why don't you go ahead and let me see. Type something in the chat so I can make you a mod. There he is. Look at him. Got that cool little check mark next to his name. Add moderator. All right, you're in. All right, so we're gonna drop the. I got you there. We're gonna drop your channel in there, Kazoo. There
Thank
we go.
you.
There it is. Yep. All right. Oh yeah,
Thank you
she's
so
already
much.
she's already a moderator. She can do all that.
Yeah, you actually made me a mod. Like
Yep.
I told people that, and they thought it was pretty crazy. So
Oh, okay. No one ever asked, and you asked, and I was like, all right, you're a mod. Yep. Yep. So if you guys enjoy the stream and everything here, go ahead and drop her a sub and everything, and check her out. So
For the record, she was a mod before Austin John Plays was a mod.
Yes.
That's that
It's on the books. We can know it.
Yes. So do you guys want to talk about some of the games we've been playing this week? You guys had some time?
Yes.
Play
Can we
some
play?
games?
Can we please get about Monster Hunter? I've been playing so much Monster Hunter. I mean, I put so many hours into that already. Man.
Monster Hunter, see, it's interesting. I know I didn't really play. All right, so the last Monster Hunter I played was on the PS2. That was the last one I played,
really?
the first one. And yeah, because it was when I was working at GameStop and we had PS2 games. And I remember I took it home because we were allowed to take games home apparently whenever we wanted, even if they were new. By
That's
the way, we'd still
cool.
take it home. And I remember I took it home and I didn't get it. And I brought it back the next day. So this one's more approachable, I think.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's probably what's when it. So I think I've played 4 Monster Hunter games total now, and I this is the first one I've ever beaten because typically I play about 5 to 10 hours of it, and my problem is that before there were no damage stats or anything, you'd literally just be beating against a monster and beating against it and beating against it, and you could never really get any feedback. You were just it was like fighting a Dark Souls monster, except with no real clear indication of how well you're doing. And I feel like Monster Hunter World, the fact that it tells you, like with subtle color cues and stuff, you can tell if you're hitting a weak point. It just does so many subtle things to keep you wanting to come back. I love it.
Yes. Yeah,
Wow.
it's interesting. I know a lot of people on the Xbox are having some problems right now, right? Like you can't matchmake on the Xbox. I have it on the PS4 because Capcom, for some reason, sent it to me on the PS4.
Yeah, they sent me the PS4 copy too. Yeah.
I don't really know how it worked out on the Xbox, but people still send me tweets that the matchmaking is still just straight up broken. So that's kind of a problem. But
which is pretty easy to believe, since in my opinion the matchmaking isn't super superb anyways. The weird way of like you sort of create a universe and then invite people to your universe, as far as I can tell. And I've heard there's an easier way to do it, but it's still so weird to me.
Who's this? Oh, Carrie2060 dropped 5 the super chat, said I want Pokemon on the Switch now. I think Austin John wants it on the Switch right now too. And if cryptocurrency bubble pop, I bet the crypto miners are going to sell their GTX 1080 Ti's for $250. I would buy one then if they did that. But actually, by then the amount of hours on one of those probably isn't very good because they're just run 24/7.
Yeah, burnt out card.
Yes, people are very scared right now apparently about cryptocurrency. So we'll see how that goes.
The top post of the cryptocurrency subreddit is a suicide help hotline.
Yeah, apparently it's bad right now there because people drop their remortgage their house and everything to invest in it. It's going away
because they're dumb.
It's so dumb.
Sean's in.
Sean's first words. It's dumb.
Sean's in. Sean, how you doing, man?
Good.
Good. This is YellowKazoo. YellowKazoo. That's the angry guy that you see on stream most times.
Yeah. No, I've seen him before. I've watched RGT's videos. I've also seen Wood from Beat 'em Ups.
I'm really sorry.
He talks about you a lot in his videos.
He's in love with me.
Huh?
He said because he's in love with him. What is?
Wait, what?
Sean's just making fun of Wood. He was saying Wood's in love with Sean.
Oh, Wood's in love with
Although I don't know if that's a joke. Actually, I think about it. But Sean, did you want to go ahead and bring up the State of the Union with WWE 2K18 for a second, since there's a bunch of people here and
nothing has happened.
Okay,
we are making progress though. There are daily tweets from tons of people. Blind Squirrel has been assaulted, and I'm very proud of everyone.
I'm sure that social media manager will definitely hand the words along to their manager.
I mean, because their Twitter is so small.
Yeah, it's like 1,900 followers.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. It's like if they're getting flooded with tweets, I'm sure they're just like, well, okay, just stop reading it for a couple days, and we'll come back in a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gave him a chance to come on here and do an interview, but they declined it. So there you go.
I would have loved to have talked to them.
I did. I was like, I'll be nice and everything. Just people just want to know. And they were like, you got to talk to 2K.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have been nice.
I know. Oh man. So what have you been playing, Sean?
I've been playing random stuff, honestly. I started playing some more Resident Evil Revelations 2, the single player, because I was stuck in it, and I actually made progress in that today. I finally got Lost Fear in. Like, I ordered it the same time Wood did, and Wood got his like a week ago, and mine just came in yesterday. So I'm probably gonna crack that open tonight. Just random stuff. Nothing really. I don't think anything.
You play more Xenoblade?
Yeah, a little. I started playing that Earth Wars game, and I'm still kind of addicted to that. So
did you check out? Did you get word from what company is this? Did you get Mercenary Kings in yet?
Maybe. I think it might be in my email, but I don't think I've.
We can't. There's an embargo, but I've been playing a little bit of that too.
Okay. Yeah. It's probably. I'm pretty sure it's in my email.
Okay.
I'm playing some pretty big embargoed stuff myself right now, so I'm excited for it in a couple of weeks.
What are you playing?
I know it's one of those weird embargoes where they don't even want you to talk about it.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, it is a big game that's coming out on the 13th though.
Oh well, I can just look up the 13th.
Exactly. They didn't say I couldn't give really cryptic hints though.
What's out on February 13th, man? I feel like I should know this with all the news I cover, but I don't.
I don't know, but it's gonna be something for lonely guys.
Lonely guys, exactly.
Thank you for reminding me. I'm buying Xenoblade right now.
You haven't played it yet?
No, I mean to. Like, I'm a big fan of like Final Fantasy and stuff, so Xenoblade seems right up my alley.
The battle system, it's going to be interesting. The battle system might throw you a little bit, but it's actually. Did you play X? Did you play Chronicles X?
I haven't played no Xenoblades.
Okay. I would stick with it. It's actually some people get turned off by the battle system.
I would just say don't rush. That is the #1 piece of advice for Xenoblade Chronicles is like if you feel confused, stop and grind for a while because a lot of stuff they kind of just like give you one little pop-up box of like this is where weakness attack points are, and then they just never mention it again. You kind of got to practice each mechanic.
I did it's held my attention for a while. I just crossed the 100-hour mark, so it's held my attention for a while on Xenoblade.
Nice. Oh, TheYellowKazoo, congrats. You just passed 800 subs.
What?
Oh, good. Good.
Okay, hi. Thank you. Wow, okay.
Did you get a chance to play Skyforce at all? I'm just going through some of my indie games I have on my Switch right now that I'm looking at that I played this week.
Skyforce, no, I did not.
Good game. I checked that out. It's actually a top-down shooter. It has like 3D, kind of like 2.5D, but it has you actually like gain, you actually buy abilities and stuff as you go through it and collect everything. It's kind of cool. It almost has like some action RPG elements to it.
Okay,
not a bad game. Yeah, I think it's like $10, but I've been playing a lot of indie games on there. And then, like I said, Mercenary Kings, Xenoblade, Monster Hunter, and I have not played Dragon Ball FighterZ yet. It's still wrapped actually in the plastic. So,
I got a free copy of that Monster Hunter from that glitch, but I still haven't played it yet.
I keep telling you to just tell people they sent it to you.
I mean, yeah, they sent it to me because big time.
There was apparently a code going around that people were redeeming, and it just gave you a free copy apparently.
Yeah.
I wish I could tell. Because I mean, I did get sent a copy, but I wish I had that so I could send it to a couple of my friends. It's one of those games that I just want everybody to play it. I obviously when I reviewed it, I gave it a 9.5. I love that game.
Oh, did you guys play Celeste?
No, but I've heard great things.
It's a killer game. I would get it right away if you haven't. Awesome game. I think it's like $20, but it is a great indie game. And I think IGN gave it a 10 out of 10.
Jesus! Wow! Holy wow!
Mm-hmm. Good platformer.
I figured out what game Max is reviewing. It's Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game.
Bro, spoilers. Okay,
How
bro.
did you get
February 13th for the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Switch.
You have to give out another 10 out of 10 there, Max.
I'm sure the Switch version will be just amazing.
I'm like, look, guys, if you're looking for a mess, get Monster Energy Supercross.
Oh man.
Man. Dreamcast game.
Exactly. It's the greatest of Dreamcast games.
Man. So, what did you get a chance to play anything, Kazoo, over the week?
I'm sorry, what did you say? I could not hear you.
Did you get a chance to play anything throughout the week?
Yeah, I did. I've actually been streaming Breath of the Wild in master mode because I just got the DLC like a month ago. I just finished the Champions Ballad, and I'm gonna check really quick how many hours do I have in Breath of the Wild? I have.
How do you feel about the additional story that they provided for the champions?
I thought it was pretty good. It was kind of that they like reused the bosses. That was kind of, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I really liked it. I just checked here. I've played Breath of the Wild for 545 hours or more.
God damn.
Wow.
You beat me. I'm at like 380.
I think I'm at 110.
Dedication. I think I'm right around max. Yeah, over 100. That's some dedication right there. That's insane. Well, I guess you get your money. You get your money's worth out of it.
Excuse me, Mr. SpawnCast regulars. Don't talk to us until you found every Korok seed. All right.
Exactly.
Oh man,
TheYellowKazoo and I got hours from those Koroks.
No, I have not found every. I've only found like 200.
What'd you do for 500 hours?
I don't know. Also, I'm really slow at like games in general because, like, I don't know, my eyes are all like screwed up because of my brain surgery, and I don't know. That's also why I'm absolutely trash at platformers. So there's that.
Yeah, I'm sort of the same way. That's kind of why on the topic of Celeste, it looks really daunting. As I've seen some of the GIFs, like people are putting GIFs of people like having to do like 15 wall jumps.
It's
and
hard.
The walls are moving. It's like, what the hell?
It's a hard game. But what's interesting about it is they want you to go through it. There's two different modes technically built in. There's like a hard mode where you go and get all the strawberries, and there's regular where you can just avoid the strawberries. Like you don't have, they don't do anything other than be like basically achievements. So it's pretty easy to get through the game. But if you want to go get everything, that's when you have to do all those crazy jumps over spikes. And everything.
Yeah, makes sense.
So they kind of merge it together. So it's you can either do it easy, and because the story is actually semi interesting for a platformer.
I haven't played this game, but those strawberries sound vicious, dog.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, go look at some videos for it. Like I did a video for it and I died a lot. So it's not easy.
They're the Dark Souls of strawberries.
It's not easy. Ryan says, I wanted to fly in Breath of the Wild with loft wings.
Yeah, that'd be so nice.
Wow, that would be really cool.
Do you guys know what that is? From
No.
Skyward Sword, the big flying bird.
Yeah.
Those are loft wings, and being able to ride one of those throughout the whole area, it'd be pretty dope.
That would be so cool. Wow.
That'd be like that Ark survival game where you basically ride dinosaurs and just fly wherever you want.
Oh.
Screw the rules. I've got wings.
So do you guys want to talk about some news that we had here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's start with Nintendo's earnings that they had. They posted a lot of technical stuff. I went through a lot of their PDFs and everything, but the big thing that happened was the Switch officially passed the Wii U in sales. Currently sits at 14.86 million shipped, and that is in less than a year, about 10 months, because they started March 3rd and they've sold all the way up till February 3rd now, but that counts until December 31st. So it technically doesn't count January and it won't count any of February. We'll find all of that out in April, I believe. End of April, they'll post those results, but that fast, it's blast past the Wii U. Now, does that mean that the Switch is that good, or does that mean that the Wii U is just that bad?
It's obviously that the Switch is that good, but I think it's also just it's such a clear sign of like I want to say that this is a big part of Nintendo fanboys. Like just the murmur and hype around the Switch is something we haven't seen around a console or handheld in a long time. So I feel like it's just this is that thunderclap of early sales, and I feel like we're going to see it plateau off a little bit here, but it's still crazy. The first year has even been that phenomenal.
Well, I think if they bring Pokemon, it probably won't plateau.
Yeah.
Like if that comes this year.
Yes, I still until I see a screenshot, I can't believe that's a 2018 game.
Did you see in their PDF it says 2018 or later, whereas Metroid's TV?
Yeah.
Well, real quick, a bunch of people in the chat are talking about E3 leaks. Do you guys know about this? This is about 6 hours old.
I thought I read the one, but it was from a person impersonating the person who actually got everything right before, if I was correct. Or
this is by someone called Ghost UH9BL/X392. on 4chan. It says, "Hi guys, today I'm working on the setup for E3 2018 in Los Angeles. I've already received installation instructions from Nintendo for the physical stands for their console/softwares for E3 2018. Don't know the exact names of games, but I could tell you that there is no new Nintendo 3DS games for this E3. There will only be Nintendo Switch games. Here is what I have, first party only for the moment. Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon, its 2 versions with the 8th generation, Bayonetta 3, Pikmin 4, 4th game of the Pikmin series, The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword HD remake of the Wii game, Super Mario Maker 2, it's a sequel, not just a port, Super Smash Bros. For the Switch, the ultimate version of Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U with new major contents and all DLC included, Luigi's Mansion 3 to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Luigi, developed by Next Level Games, WarioWare, surprise, a new WarioWare game showcasing the Nintendo Switch tech, Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem, Yoshi, Mario Party 11, and a new unknown IP. It's a horror game developed by Retro Studios.
I totally think this is fake. Like, who gets a floor?
No.
Like, as somebody who's actually built displays, it's normally a spreadsheet. I'm not imagining you're going to get a spreadsheet. It says, all right, set stuff up. By the way, the gameplay mechanics are going to be this, and this is the release window. This sounds really fake to me.
Go ahead, Kazoo.
Oh, thank you. No, no, there's no way. There's too. It's basically too good to be true. And
way too good to be true.
Yeah, no, this is not true.
I can tell you now. I've talked to some people, reliable people in the background. It's fake. So
it's absolutely fake. However, it's not that out of the question for them to do something this aggressive and have a strong lineup this year.
No, it's not. But I know what that person posting it is actually just essentially making the stuff up and using someone else's username that got stuff right prior. It's not the same person.
Yeah,
posting. So, but what you're saying is correct. A lot of the stuff there sounded very believable. I think that's why a lot of people passed it around.
Super Smash for the Nintendo Switch, basically porting 3DS and Wii U's content. That's the exact same thing they're doing for Hyrule Warriors. Absolutely, it's totally possible. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD for the Nintendo Switch. All you literally have to do is just take all the files, make them into HD textures, and then put it up. Same thing they did in Twilight Princess. Maybe change some things around. We already know about Bayonetta. Metroid Prime 4, that's so not likely since there's nothing on the game. Same thing with Pokemon. Pikmin 4, totally possible. The creator, one of the heads up at Nintendo, forgot his name, has a total hard-on for Pikmin. Luigi's Mansion 3, it wouldn't be surprising because they like to take that IP and run with it a little bit. Animal Crossing, it makes sense because they did Animal Crossing for iOS last year, and they did that with Mario Run the year prior, so they could totally run with that. We already know about the Yoshi game that's coming. Mario Party 11, hopefully it looks nothing like 10, because 10 was absolute garbage.
10 wasn't good.
I like so bad.
Oh, let's all move together. Isn't that like the opposite of a board game?
Yeah, literally defeats the purpose. It's like, hey, how about you get a Mario Party game, except we remove all the fun stuff and it sucks.
The whole point of Mario Party was to be extremely passive aggressive to the people around you. You're just like, that's too bad that I took all of your coins.
I want the Traps Mario Party 6 back. That was like the most malicious Mario Party by far.
I think I really like the second Mario Party and the fourth Mario Party.
Second is clutch.
Yeah,
like I've had like 2 or 3 parties in my house, and I've got a 39-inch CRT TV. I threw it in the basement with an N64, 4 controllers. As soon as people come over, they run to Smash, Mario Kart 64, and Mario Party 2.
You're a man who knows how to party, Austin. I can respect that.
Yeah. Absolutely. That, and you remember like the old school cleaner cartridge that came with the N64 that you put like the special solution, it's just rubbing alcohol. Totally have that down there so no one blows on any of the games.
Carrie 2060 was trying to tell us that it was fake, the leak. They said 14.86 in 9 months. I thought the Switch will fail. That's just a lot of people were predicting it. You either get the prediction right or wrong. So there you go. What were we trying to say, Kazoo?
What?
Were you trying to say something? I don't know if you're trying to chime in there when I was reading the super chat. I just want to make sure I didn't cut you off.
Me? I don't know. I don't think I was trying to say anything. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's fine. It's fine. This is Chad.
In Mario
But,
Party 1 through 8. Now they're with Konami. This is basically Nintendo's first 2 Mario Party games.
Oh, that explains a lot. That explains a lot. Okay, thanks, Chad, for the heads up. I did not realize that.
Wait,
Man.
what?
That's interesting.
He said Hudson Soft made Mario Party 1 through 8, and now Hudson Soft is with Konami. So this is basically Nintendo's first 2 Mario Party games, being 9 and 10.
Oh.
That's correct.
Look at that. See, Sean, you could have told us this, man.
You guys, anyone here play Sid Meier Civilization?
I've watched people play it, and I suck at it when I attempt it. So I understand it, though.
It's a fantastic game. It's basically the board game Risk made into a video game, and they have one simple theory between every game that they do. Every game that they do, they take all the content of one game, and they split it into thirds. A third of the thing remain exactly the same. A third of the things are improved, and a third of the things are brand new. So every single game that you go through, there's a third of it that's brand new, a third of it that's familiar, and a third of it that's just revamped of familiar stuff. And I feel like that's like the best strategy you could possibly have and what Mario Party should be doing going forward.
That sounds pretty good.
I have a friend that put, I think maybe 800 hours into the 5th one. What's the newest one? The newest one's 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the 5th one. It was the one before the newest one, yeah.
I actually played Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution on the PS3. I have over 1,000 hours on that.
Dude, people get addicted to that game. I've played it. I think
Which
I played
one?
the 2nd one. This is a long time ago. This is on the old Pentium, man.
Which one?
Civilization Revolution, was it, Austin, you were saying?
Yeah, Revolution on the PS3.
Yeah.
And Gandhi just wants to nuke everyone.
Yeah, because you get different civilizations that have different abilities, right? Depending on who you pick as your leader or your I guess really your country or anything.
For me, it was about beating the game in the hardest difficulty as every single world leader. Oh, now I want to play the game.
Okay, so we have the Switch passes the Wii U. It's also technically at its current pace above the PS4 and the Wii right now. Max, you were saying you think it's going to start plateauing?
That's my personal belief. My thing is they need to keep coming out with releases. I think the reason their year one was so strong is they managed to so smartly carrot on a stick the audience. Every month there was a new big release, whether it be a port or an HD collection or a really breakout indie game like Golf Story or a major release like Mario Odyssey. And I think that just kept the momentum going. And if they don't keep managing to space stuff out like that, I do think it's going to start to plateau off pretty hard. Just a personal theory. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it.
Also, can we talk about that? Now, I don't know this number specifically. When was the last time a game console was released more than 2 months before holiday season?
More than 2 months? Oh, man.
Really?
This came out in March.
Yeah, this came out in March, so they've only had one
Yeah.
holiday. It would have to be. Oh, you know what?
I mean, Sega Saturn came out middle of the year.
PS2 came out and
Isn't the PS2 like the greatest selling console of all time, or is that the PS1?
Well, and then Dreamcast
PS2.
came out in September.
PS2 came out October 26th in North America, whereas it came out in March 4th in Japan. Remember, that was a staggered launch.
yeah, okay.
But you're right about that. I mean, it was released in March in Japan. But yeah, you're right. A lot of the stuff targets like a few months before
Why
holidays.
the Switch became the best sell right now is the fastest sell one of the fastest selling consoles of all time. Simple. 1, mimic exactly what the Wii did. 2, release it in March and make sure that every single person is playing those video games. Make sure that kids who are watching people on Twitch and YouTube, they're playing Zelda, they're watching me and Kazoo play. And then 3, you basically take every game that people didn't play on the last system, make it slightly better, and port it to the new system. And when you do a ports take no effort at all. Hell, a lot of the time it's not the actual people making the game, and it's plenty of time to work on a brand new one. Done. That's why it worked.
That's how. And they did the whole like soft launch thing where they got it and like they released it in March. So they made sure that everything was good. And that way, when Christmas did roll around in the holiday season, then they had like they already had everything in place and it was a good system. Except
they
for
have a huge library.
They built that
except for not quite actually, because they didn't have the online there still, but we'll talk about that later.
You're right. The online's interesting, which you're right. We'll talk about that. But the best-selling game, I think, is pretty obvious for the Switch. It's Mario Odyssey. In 2 months, they shipped 9 million copies.
I'm shocked.
It was a holiday release, and the reason it's not Breath of the Wild is because Breath of the Wild was a dual platform release.
Oh, true.
Game of the year was a Wii U game.
Yeah, Chad has a good point. March gave Nintendo a chance to gauge demand before the holiday season. So the soft launch was a great idea because then there wouldn't be any real supply constraint at the holidays. Not like it would have been like if they had launched in November like traditional consoles do. They would have been supplied. There would have been none in stores come December.
And we all know how good
Nintendo
is at that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense there. So they had time to get the factories rolling and everything. So that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, 9 million. That actually outsold Battlefront 2, by the way.
That's surprising by no one.
Well, EA was probably shocked, to be honest. A lot of people were surprised when Mario Odyssey's number came out because 9 million units in 2 months is a lot. That is a lot of units.
I'm not that
real quick.
Sorry to cut you off, but like it's the first Mario game in a while. Like
but
all
the
this new Super Mario Bros. Wii U, like that's a bullshit game.
Yeah, but
Not
talking about like the install size though, 9 million on a 14. Probably actually they said the sell through is about 12 to 13 million. That's a ridiculous attach rate right there.
Yeah, but if you consider that it's Mario on a Nintendo console, is it really though?
It's still shocking to me. I could have. I mean, if I had to put money on it, I would have thought Zelda would be at least $1 million or $2 million ahead of it. It is genuinely mind-blowing to me that it managed to surpass Zelda that fast into that much.
Yeah, but Breath of the Wild was dual platform. Most of the people who were watching it on my channel had it on the Wii U, and like anytime I covered a glitch, they were like, "Is this also on the Wii U version?"
Okay.
It didn't sell that much on the Wii U though.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is
if you combine the Wii U sales and the Switch sales, I don't think that passes 9 mil.
Remember all the early articles that were saying that there were more copies of the Switch version of the Switch version of Breath of the Wild sold than even Switches. So when you hear stuff like that, you assume that it's going to stay high. I don't think I'm preposterous for assuming that I expected the numbers to stay high.
I think it only sold like 1.5 to 2 mil on the Wii U, like max.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild sold 3,840,000 copies combined, apparently, according to my Nintendo News. I don't know when that's. Oh, that's from June. Okay, wait, never mind. But in October, it surpassed 4.7 million. But that was just on the Switch. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm so confused.
They never talked about the Wii U sales because I don't think it sold all that great on the Wii U.
Also, to be fair, like this isn't a regular Zelda game. And the last two Zelda games were just HD remakes, which makes the audience not that excited.
Well, the problem
and we got Twilight Princess.
The problem you run into is Zelda is not nearly as popular as Mario in Japan. It's pretty. If you look at the media critics
anywhere,
like Metroid's gonna kind of see a similar fate. Unfortunately, it's not going to do that well in Japan, but it'll do better in the United States. But Mario is synonymous everywhere. He's popular everywhere. It doesn't matter.
True.
He's the most powerful IP in gaming right now.
Yeah,
you know they're gonna make a movie about him. He's going to Universal Studios. They sold cereal boxes with his face on it.
We have a theme park ride where you jump on his back and he goes Super Mario.
It doesn't matter. He sells anything at this point. I'm actually surprised they didn't put him on their Labo cardboard, to be honest. So it would have sold it.
This was some pretty delicious cereal, for the record.
Oh my gosh!
It's pretty much Lucky Charms. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I wish I could find that Super Mario cereal.
It's on sale on Target's website usually all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Check out Nin Mobile News on Twitter. Turn on notifications. They usually like post every time that it's up for sale.
Well, I'm looking at I'm looking at their page here for their stock, where they're in investors briefing that they did, and Breath of the Wild's not in the top 10, so it sold less than Mario Party 10 apparently.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
just on Wii U. Just on Wii U.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, if I bring up the Switch version sold 6.7 million on its own. So
okay, yeah.
the Wii U version sold less than 2.16 million apparently because it's not in the top 10.
Wow.
Also,
But
Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's not a mature game, but like, it's not a kid's game.
No, it's not.
Really not.
It's not like a pick up and go sort of approach like you can with Mario. Like, there's a strict learning curve, and like this game appealed to like the Skyrim audience.
It's hard. Yeah, it's actually hard at times.
Yeah,
like for people who are maybe used to an easier game, you can get wiped out pretty quick.
I would say theme wise, and I feel like control wise, I think it is very kid friendly. But yeah, that difficulty is pretty steep for a youngin.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think the best? Go ahead, Kazoo. Go ahead.
Let me just say I've been playing Master Mode this week, and that okay.
What do you guys think the second best selling game is on the Switch?
Minecraft. It's either Minecraft or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
I'm gonna say probably Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Or what about Splatoon 2? Mario Kart 8 probably has a wider appeal though.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is of course a port of the Wii U version, 7.33 million is the second best selling right now.
Dang.
Yes. So they sold. All right. So if you want to, this is really funny. So Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U sold 8.4 million, and now on the Switch it sold 7.33 million, which means it's coming up on what's that? 16 million combined.
Yeah, it's listed as like one of the greatest selling racing games of all time, beating out like pretty much every Need for Speed and Forza.
I know it sold well on the 3DS. Oh, well, on the 3DS by itself, Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS sold 16.76 million.
What the
hell?
hell?
That's the Japan market.
Yeah.
Everyone loves their 3DS.
70-something million, that's a 70-something million install base.
And they did a special edition there for about 3 years, so I'm sure they got a lot of pack-in sales.
Yes, they do count the pack-ins.
Yes. Actually, this one right here on the red 2DS, it came packaged with it.
Yep.
It comes packaged with the blue one too. Yeah, I just saw it at Toys R Us the other day. Still does.
Well, I know the green one has Zelda 3DS on a 2DS console for some reason. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I know, right? Evan's in. What's up, Evan?
Not much. Just hoping someone else doesn't hit one of the poles outside and knocks me out again.
Your power's back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay!
Very good. Evan, this is YellowKazoo.
Yeah, I was watching a little bit on the phone.
Okay.
What? Hi.
So we talked a bit, Evan, about the. You play Dragon Ball FighterZ, right, Evan?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it, real quick, before we move on to the next?
It's okay. I have inherent issues with it. I was hoping Arxis would make it a little more unique across the board. There's still there feels like there's bread and butter characters. Like it's kind of a core. Mm-hmm. They take the archetype and then they just add a couple things to it, and then they make 20 of them, and that's about it. And then there are unique characters, which is great. I love Hit. Hit's super unique in the game, but I mean, I really wish they just tried a little bit harder.
He's like the counter character, right? Like he'll counter you.
Straight counter, but he has huge ground game, very bad aerial. So like he's really cool in his own way, and I like him a lot, but don't really use him on my team necessarily. Currently rocking Ginyu, who's just standard across the board. Napper, who is a little bit different, and then Frieza, because Frieza is a box of tricks that is very hard to counter.
Yeah, play that game.
Has anyone played the new Final Fantasy fighter?
Yes, many hours of it. Yes.
Yeah. If you ever need to ask about any new games, just ask Max. He reviews like everything new that comes out.
Yeah. So many hours of it. Yeah. It is great as a fan to watch. It is about as deep as a kiddie pool. There is no real combo system.
No.
They did a lot of weird stuff. Like you used to have multiple HP attacks. Now each character basically has one HP attack, and you just equip it before you go into the battle. You basically say like, okay, I want this kind of strike. So you do a bunch of blows to weaken somebody and then do 1 HP strike to finish them off. So it's interesting and gorgeous, but I mean, as a fan, I like to watch it. But when my roommate like comes in, he watches it for like 3 minutes and gets bored and leaves.
I played it on the PSP a lot.
Didn't they release a Final Fantasy game that was in a very, very, very different art style but it had like all of the characters?
Oh, you're thinking of World of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, what was that all about?
That was a cool RPG, and it's basically characters go into this chibi world, which is the Japanese word for small, and so there's basically micro versions of all the different characters, and so it's basically like an alternate universe. It's sort of like Kingdom Hearts, in a way, but it's very, very Pokemon-ish, really. It's you go and actually collect monsters, and the mechanic is you capture monsters and also like heroes, like all the different heroes, and you stack them. You actually, instead of throwing out like one monster at a time, if you want, you can throw out like 5 different monsters, and they literally stand on each other's head and multiply attacks. So it's interesting and fun. I mean, I don't think it's for everybody, but I liked it.
That sounds weird.
Wait, hold on a minute.
Yeah,
I just want to play as Cloud again. That's all I want, and I don't want to wait for 7's new remaster.
If that's exactly what you want, Dissidia is for you, because you can play as Cloud. You can unlock a lot of different outfits for him.
But there's no materia.
Yep, no, not at all. There is a system called EX Skill, so you basically get small materia abilities like Slow-Ega and Poison-Ega, so you can actually like slow or poison big groups of people at once, but it's not at all really similar.
I will literally just replay Final Fantasy VII just to play through the game and master all the materia and do the Choco breeding. Like, that's some of the best stuff.
Yeah, I've done it 30 times, so trust me, you're preacher of the choir.
I'm only like 7 or 8 playthroughs, but damn.
Yeah, guys, about once a year, every 6 months or so, I go through it.
Guys, I think some of you guys hit the like button one too many times, because we're on, like, I think it's somebody just sent me a thing. It's we're on the top live channels of YouTube Gaming right now.
Oh,
so you guys gotta stop hitting that like button. So if we got up to, if it was like 500 likes, I don't even know where we'd be on that list.
That'd be hugely disappointing.
Yeah, that would be bad.
We do not want that.
Let's jump over to Sony real quick. Everybody have PS4? I should have asked that.
Yeah,
I don't.
Okay, fine. Sony reported 76.5 million units shipped. They made money on everything, including their movies business, which is really weird because they never make money on that. They actually made it because Jumanji, believe it or not, hit 840 million at the box office. I didn't see the movie, so I couldn't tell you.
I mean, you have Kevin Hart, you have The Rock, and you have Jack Black.
Yeah, but they actually made money on it, and that actually, in a division that they always lose money on, they actually made money. Of course, they always make money on PlayStation. They always make money on their semiconductors, which is their image sensors and cameras, and then they always seem to lose money on their mobile phones. So that they still lost money there, but they finished with that. So the PS4 will probably, I assume, pass the PS3 lifetime sales this year. 83 million was where the PS3 seemed to kind of sputter out there, which pretty much tells me that the PS4 is going to probably cross 100 million. But then out of nowhere, Sony CEO's Kaz Hirai stepped down. So he
Jordan.
So he is no longer a CEO there. He's going to move to the board of directors and just be like an advisor.
You pull a Jordan.
Yeah,
put on the top of your game.
You have to, right? Because when he took over, and people know him as the guy that did the Ridge Racer meme, right?
Yeah,
and he was there during the giant enemy crab scene with the people fighting that giant enemy crab. After they just said they're going to show us actual Japanese history, and then a giant crab pops up. It's weird that he's stepping down, but a lot of people are saying when you're up there for 6 years. And the amount of stress that was on, because they were actually they were close to bankruptcy in 2012. They were very close. And he shows up, and it's probably got to take a toll on your actual like life and your age when 6 years of that. And he's passing it off to CFO Yoshida, is I guess his understudy, his partner. But it's funny. I saw Max. You talked about this too in your video. This is a guy who, when faced with what do we do, he just started firing people.
Yeah, he is a throat cutter to the core.
So he's gonna start probably. I mean, I think the pictures division is first to go. The movies. He's gonna probably look to spin off Spider-Man for the Avengers stuff, and then I don't know if they'll make or produce anyway another movie like a Jumanji or something. I think they're
great.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man's good, but they'll be taking Spider-Man and moving him to the Avengers, and they'll probably make a Spider-Man movie just because it does well. But like taking a chance like Jumanji, he would have never done that.
Yeah, yes, those are expensive games. A lot of people don't realize that the movie industry is just getting more and more expensive. And a company like studio like Sony doesn't do little tiny cheap art house movies or even cheap comedies. Everything Sony does is a giant special effects ridden $400 million project. So when one of those doesn't perform amazing, they lose so much.
Yeah, it's concerned. A lot of people are concerned about the games division, though, about what could happen there. Something like God of War, like you said, Max, took forever to come out. Is that a game that he would have cut off or not even started, maybe, or just cut the budget, and then it comes out much worse than it? I mean, I think it's gonna be a good game, but like, what if they cut the budget by $30 million. Maybe you don't have the last 5 hours of the game and they have to cut it somewhere. So
I'd cry myself to sleep if that happened.
Yeah, well, that is my biggest worry, is that Sony is trying to pull stuff in more and more and more, and it's working for them, but I feel like it only takes one big mess up to lose a lot of fans, and right now they can't afford to.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Did you see the super chat? Wishbone said Wishbone said that they do Lyft in Austin, and they actually got. And I assume that's Austin, the city.
Austin, Texas. Yeah.
They actually got to do a short downtown drop off for ex-vice president of Sony America, Adam Boyes. That's kind of, I never thought of that. I guess if you do Lyft in like the Seattle area, you probably run into a lot of developers for stuff. I didn't even think of that. That's cool.
At the same time, like those aren't very noticeable people.
No, but like, yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, if you pull up in Seattle and like Phil Spencer's waiting for you to pick him up, you know, you might be like,
that would be so cool.
Like, I was when the next Halo comes out, you know?
Like I was at Nintendo New York for the Breath of the Wild release, and like 3 people recognized me. We're not very recognizable people. I mean, I doubt even like the ex-vice president of Sony America would be more noticeable.
Well, so my friend was out to dinner and he saw Michael Dell, like the inventor of Dell, the guy who's worth roughly $10 billion. And he said that he was like literally at this restaurant, and it was literally just like Dell sitting there being really bored. And he walked in, and was like, "I know you," and he just immediately left. Like, like I got recognized. I want to be the incognito billionaire.
So it seems that the PS4 is probably fine, but this guy, the new CEO Yoshida, will probably have a hand in the PS5, and I wonder if he'll cut any corners when it comes to R&D or technology with it. So we'll have to see about the PS5. Although that's like their biggest business right now, next to image sensors, really is gaming. So I figure you don't mess with that. But
like what? Like I thought about this, and like, what is the 8th generation of consoles actually going to be?
I assume they're going to be better versions of what we have now in terms of CPU power. And
so it's going to be a slightly more affordable version of the Pro version that they're selling right now?
It'll be more powerful than that. It'll be a Pro 0.5.
Yeah, the consoles now, man, they're bottlenecked badly by their CPUs. There's so much stuff they probably could do with open world and everything and AI, but it's just like it can't get done. Like they want 4K so bad, and they brought out the X and the PS4 Pro that I have over here, and they don't even do 4K right. So I don't know why. They're kind of a mistake, to be honest, the systems.
I think we are going to get to a point in the next 10 years. I do think we're going to get to a point of everybody's going to basically be like Game Pass. I think in the next 10 years, I think there's going to be a service where you have a console, but your controller is literally an account. Here's my like Switch Pro controller. I think it'll be like you have like your Nintendo Pro account attached to a controller, and you walk up to any Switch, and if you're paying your monthly fee, you just play every Nintendo game. And I think we're going to get to that point where everything is just digital and everything's just tied to an account of one simple little device. I think that'll be in the next 10 years.
I think Game Pass is kind of what's
weird.
Yeah.
How do they go and like transfer that from like how it is now? How do they like? I don't know how they transition that like from what it is now to. I
mean, just the way they're already laying the ground for work with it with Xbox Game Pass. They're getting people used to the idea of paying for a product that they'll never fully own. Of like, I can play Halo all day long, but I don't actually own Halo.
I mean, we're kind of used to that with our movies, right?
Yeah, and it definitely has to be slow because I mean, they tried it immediately with the Xbox One with no drive, and
they lost the generation. They lost the console race immediately when that happened. Oh man.
Oh, Xbox on how they're going to not share games.
Yeah, but they even had all those patents in place for like the Kinect seeing who was trying to play the game, and if it recognized the player to not own the DLC, it wouldn't let anyone play the DLC in the room.
Yeah, crazy. I remember they did the same thing with movies, right? It was like it'll see how many people are watching in the room, and if you don't have the right Netflix subscription,
have you seen that super creepy thing that there's a patent that exists for making it where you have to have your eyes open during an ad. If you're looking at a YouTube video, you can't press skip or anything, and literally it will detect your eye and make sure your eyes have to be open while an ad's playing or it pauses.
Yeah, the future's crazy.
Yeah, it is
Wait. Did you say that that's a true thing about the eyes?
It's a patent. Nobody has implemented it yet, but it's a patent that exists, And it sounds Sony is the people that I think invented the patent. So if anything, if there's ever a future where you have to have like your PlayStation camera plugged in, you actually have to like watch a commercial before your game starts. Like legally, they could do that. Hopefully, they never do. But
Yeah,
Everyone in the chat is like, that's very
suck
Black
for-
Mirror.
Yeah.
That would honestly suck for someone like me or like people with rare conditions.
yeah,
like,
right.
Your eyes, like
Yeah, it's
I mean, like
I promise I'm paying attention. Jeez, show me your
it's
stupid
like,
ad.
it's like I'm watching it, but my eyes are fricked up.
You guys want to? Can we transition into the Microsoft since we're just talking about Game Pass? We can transition into Microsoft. This is weird because this is an article that was passed around by Polygon, and I know a lot of people saw this because Max, I know you did a video on it. I don't know if anyone else. I don't think Sean. I don't think you talked about this at all, did you? About Microsoft going crazy with money.
Yeah, I didn't talk about it. 'Cause I don't...
Yeah. Well, you kind of like Microsoft now with their Game Pass.
No, I do. I just don't. I don't really put much stock into it.
Yeah, it was so the rumor going around because Polygon wrote an article, got picked up by everyone. It seems is Microsoft apparently thinking about buying someone like Valve or EA, which seems crazy because it's a lot of money, but Microsoft technically does have the money to do it. Now, would they actually buy someone like EA? They could, but I don't think Valve would want to sell because I just don't think they care to. Why would they?
Well,
Valve is one of the most complacent companies I've ever seen right now, by the way.
And Valve is almost impossible. So since the big thing to point out here to start with is that EA is a publicly traded company, so they are susceptible to hostile takeovers, which means they can just be bought. Whereas Valve is independently owned, which means that the only way to get it is to literally go to the guy who owns it and get him to give it up. And Gabe Newell seems pretty happy.
Gabe Newell barely needs to go to work. Why would he sell?
Yeah, yeah.
If I was him, I would never go to work. Steam runs itself.
No, that I was reading. I think Gabe Newell's son is so old. Apparently now he actually runs a chunk of Valve himself, and apparently he did an interview about all this, saying like, "No, like we're all super rich, and we all really like making the stuff we're making. We have no interest in selling to anybody."
Did you see the part of that interview? Talk about his dad, Gabe, going to Nintendo and doing some weird partnership with them with the Wii, but it fell through.
Yeah, well, and they just ended up playing Mario Galaxy for a couple hours. Like they flew to Japan for this big secret meeting, and it was just like, "You want to play Mario Galaxy? Yeah, fuck it."
Yeah. Like what were they? I don't know what they would have been doing. Like, what kind of deal is that with the Wii? I don't know. That's weird.
I mean, it could have just been, can we bring Half-Life over?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
About that time they were putting Half-Life on literally everything.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Xenoblade is now at 50% downloaded.
How
big is this game?
But would you? I mean, if they bought EA, I assume they would have just used all of their first-party games on Game Pass. Yeah, I think they would have treated it like Minecraft. I think FIFA and Madden and everything would have stayed on all systems.
Yeah. Well, and something that a lot of my fans were saying on Twitter is they were saying, like, do you think Microsoft could try and improve the evil business of EA? And I was telling people, I think Microsoft is interested in buying EA because of their evil business. They make billions of dollars from microtransactions.
Probably.
If you're buying a company like that, it's not to remove loot boxes.
Well, let me ask you this, because what would happen here is if they put it on Game Pass, they would essentially take away that $60 entry fee. And keep the microtransactions. That's almost like that. They're almost to where it's free to play, but not quite. I feel like that's at least a little better.
Yeah,
to do it that way.
Yeah, that's. I remember you were talking about that before, John. On your channel. Well, obviously on your channel. Where else would you talk about it? But anyway, I remember hearing you say that on your.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the biggest thing. If EA had more foresight, they would give these games away and then make even more money on microtransactions, but they don't want to do that. It's crazy. Like FIFA should be free, and then they make almost how much? But they make an insane amount of money. They make over $1 billion a quarter, I think, on FIFA. Something crazy.
That's insane.
They make a lot of money on FIFA.
They made it reminds me, Activision made $1 billion on just Call of Duty microtransactions. Like these businesses are not trying to move away from these predatory practices.
Nope. EA actually announced that they want to stick with it, so it's not going away. Not going away at all. Do you guys think? Well, if they're not buying EA or Valve, who else would Microsoft even buy? Because it sounds like they want to buy somebody. I mean, that's the easiest way to get Game Pass going, right? Is to buy more people.
Like, I don't know, like smaller indie developers. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
or a big developer who's not doing great.
I mean, if we're literally just spitballing, I think that it's possible they could buy Ubisoft since they've had so many internal problems. Because there's been that civil war within Ubisoft for the last 8 years. It'd be really interesting if Papa Microsoft came in with a wallet and just started smacking everybody around.
Papa Microsoft.
So you think they wouldn't look at Capcom?
No, just because I feel like companies like that. Capcom, as much money as they make, is so small compared to somebody like Ubisoft. Like Ubisoft has enough money to constantly work on like 10 open world projects at once, whereas Capcom releases a giant thing like Monster Hunter and then goes back into hiding for a bit and then comes out with the next big project. Like Microsoft doesn't want that. Microsoft wants conveyor belt companies that just spit projects out.
Yeah, but you don't think you'd want to buy them for like their IPs or anything?
Maybe, but
yes,
yes, but can any of us imagine a world where Mega Man is a Microsoft exclusive?
That's a good point.
That would be so weird.
Yeah, can you imagine a world that Bart Simpson is owned by Mickey Mouse? Because that exists. That's real life.
We're heading up. I mean, we're going up to the point now where you're going to sign into Xbox Live on your Switch.
Yeah.
For Minecraft. That's
happening there's now about to be Gears of War skins in Minecraft Switch.
Halo skins will be in there too.
Yeah, so weird.
It's happening. Sony's the only one who doesn't want to crossplay or anything, but yeah, you can play with Xbox people on your Switch.
Yeah, well, they said they're doing the One for All program or something for Minecraft, and like they're gonna bring it to iOS, to Android, to 3DS, to Switch, to Xbox. Literally everyone's going to be able to play together via Minecraft Realms.
Yep, they won't be able to PlayStation.
Except for Sony.
Hey, right. Yep.
I didn't say Sony.
Yeah, they're all left out. They got like the legacy version. But we'll see how that goes when that happens. I don't know. I feel like they want to buy somebody, but it seems like the easiest way to get games is just buy people.
And it works. I mean, we hate it a lot of times as gamers on the base level. We hate it when big companies just start acquiring people because it doesn't usually end that great. But Microsoft is in the position.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: we just talked about Nintendo having, I think, $9 billion in cash just laying around because they're very conservative. Microsoft has roughly $136 billion in cash laying around. Yeah, they have a lot.
Wow.
Apple has like 230 something.
Oh my gosh!
So Google and Amazon have the most, I think, right now.
And that's why it seems so plausible that we're going to see Microsoft step forward and grab somebody. And I'm just hoping that they don't get BioWare. That's my big fear, is that like BioWare was such a studio renowned for how passionate they were and how creative their projects were. And then they got acquired by EA, and now they're kind of just famous for how bad their endings are.
Well, hey, I mean, Microsoft buys them. They'll probably make BioWare exclusive. That would be I think that'd be a series. They would have them build something and make it exclusive. But I still think all of those games, like sports games, would stay pretty much on everything, but they'll make BioWare do something, which might be better, honestly, with Microsoft, since they let these teams get away with anything. I mean, how long's Crackdown been in development for?
Yeah.
So EA would have been pushing that thing out the door like a year and a half ago.
Well, I mean, they're a little bipolar with how okay they are with things happening. Companies that actually are making games who just get cut, and then companies who are just eating their funds just.
It seems like when it comes to Microsoft development, you have to have a good internal demo. Like at some point when the CEOs show up, you have to be like, this is it. Because like the rumor is that they just basically canceled Scalebound in a day, where they came in and they said, okay, show us how it's coming along. And apparently they showed something that was running at like 9 frames a second in this big boss fight. And they said, all right, send the manager away, give him a 3-month vacation. Let's see if we can repair this. In 3 months, they never really polished it up. They're like, nope, screw it. You're all done. You're done.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That game looked good too. That's too bad.
Someone said, but didn't Microsoft ruin Rare? I mean,
okay.
If you're talking about Banjo-Kazooie, then yes.
So, here's
okay.
the thing. Sea of Thieves is actually fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I like Sea of Thieves. They're doing good. I actually talk to some of the guys from Rare on Twitter now and then, the people that came from Rare to do Sea of Thieves. And they're actually are really enjoying it. And apparently there's a lot of stuff we haven't seen in Sea of Thieves. So
yeah, tons of it that was data mined.
Yeah, the Kraken League.
Yeah.
Not even just the Kraken. The devs talked about like sea drakes and all kinds of ghost type stuff. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Did you play it, Austin? Did you play Sea of Thieves at all?
No.
It's pretty fun. You should check it out when it comes out. It's actually a pretty good time.
Did y'all?
Well, from what I've seen from it, like I remember seeing it being premiered at E3, and it looked pretty fantastic.
It did well for streaming too, though. It was very popular.
Dude, that That game was so funny. I mean, one of my favorite things, so many great moments there, but one of my favorites is the final chest you could get in the beta was a cursed chest that made you instantly maximum drunk, and you have to carry it out of this cave that has all these narrow bridges.
Yeah,
So
the grog chest.
someone basically has to explain to you where to walk because your character is like this. And it's so the whole time you're like, oh god, oh god.
There's a lot of stuff we were missing. That was my one concern about the game when we were playing the beta was there wasn't enough to it, but apparently we were doing like a very small part of the game. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about that. Did you play it Kazoo at all?
I actually didn't because my PC, like if we're talking about for games, my PC is trash. So I couldn't really, and I don't have an Xbox, but I do know one of the developers of the game.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see you talk to them on Twitter now and then.
Yeah. Because I would always see you like tweet something out about Sea of Thieves, and I'd be like, hey, gotta let John know that I know Josh.
A lot of them,
Uncle Josh 029, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of them from there started following me for that. So
what?
A lot of the different people from Rare just started like that were Sea of Thieves. They'll have Sea of Thieves in like their description. Started like following me on there now, and they.
Oh, do they really? Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I actually mod for Josh on his Twitch account or on his Twitch stream. So.
Yeah, when that game comes out, we're gonna have to do like a SpawnCast like 4-man team or something.
Yeah,
because Sean has Game Pass. Sean, you bought Game Pass, didn't you?
Nah, man, I forgot.
Did you really?
I fell asleep and then I forgot to get it.
Dude, you got to get Game Pass so we can all do a session of Sea of Thieves here on the channel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to after the move. I'll do it. It's just I got like 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, and the game doesn't come out till freaking March, right? Or March.
Yeah, March.
Yeah, when it comes out,
March
though, just
21st, I think.
Just as a suggestion, if the audience thinks it's cool, maybe we'll do a special video on the SpawnWave channel where all the usual SpawnWave guests, we all get on one boat and just sail around and try and sneak everybody. Just
Dude, yeah, Austin has crossplay too. So wait, do you have an Xbox, Austin?
No.
Yeah, there you got a PC, there, man.
I got a pretty dope PC. I don't have.
Yeah, it does crossplay. Evan and I did crossplay, and it worked.
Yeah, we were playing.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The people on my ship were cross. They were PC.
Do I buy this on the Steams or?
It's on
you buy it through the very garbage Windows Store, and whoever they buy as a company, if they have a better online service and platform, definitely they need to fix the hell out of it.
What is the Windows Store?
Just type in your little search Windows Store and prepare for the worst experience you've ever had.
Prepare for the worst. It's already installed on your OS.
Oh, Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition. That sounds great.
Did you run the benchmark on yours at Final Fantasy 15? No. Oh yeah, I would run it just to see, but it's actually optimized pretty well. I was surprised. So
how do I run the benchmark?
It's on their website. It's like just go to Final Fantasy 15 Windows or something like that. If you type it into Google, it'll come up and you can run a benchmark when you get a chance. It's pretty fun. It's just it shows you how it actually looks and how it actually should run on a system that's not like too weak for it, like the PS4 and the Xbox One. Because it'll run at 60 frames, no problem on the PC. So.
No, not XI.
Yeah, Sean, you got to jump into that Game Pass there, Sean. I'm telling you, it's worth it.
I will. Like, it's just crazy at my house right now.
Yeah, you're moving soon, right?
2 weeks tomorrow is the actual day I load up the truck, or the day I drive the truck up there and move in.
It's not that long of a drive, is it? It's like 8 hours.
6.5.
That's not bad.
Where?
He's gonna miss Katsukan.
He's moving north.
Yeah, moving north. I live in North Carolina right now. I'm moving to Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware.
Yep.
Oh, you're gonna be right over by John.
Yep.
That's actually the reason I moved, just because I wanted to be closer to him.
There's a lot of conventions around here too that he's gonna try to go to. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna be there
John,
for a convention.
did you go to MagFest, by the way?
I didn't go. I thought about it. I've been there a couple times. I didn't go this year though.
Okay. I saw you guys know CND. I saw his vlogs.
Yeah, he was there. I've talked to him on Twitter a couple times, but
I got to hang out with him for a couple hours or at PAX. Cool dude, very cool dude.
Oh, cool! That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll probably meet him at Too Many Games.
Yeah, I'll say we'll probably see him at Too Many Games. So
he's one of those dudes that like.
Interesting.
Anytime anybody tries to say that YouTubers are lazy, I wish they could see C&D off camera because that dude is running around all the time, filming stuff, like getting footage. And the second that camera turns off, he is basically like laying on the floor exhausted. So anytime people are like people who make videos like that, it's so easy, he just like hangs out. It's like, no, that dude is working his ass off every day.
I believe it.
I met him in the city for the Super Mario Odyssey release.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say hi to me, and he was very unapproachable.
Oh, was he? Oh.
That was when he was waiting on the line for a long time, right? That was when was everyone waiting on the
Yeah,
line?
but no one was
Mario,
actually
not
waiting in line. Everyone was all like running around and stuff, and there was just like a horde of people who like surrounded him, and there was a bunch of obscenities being yelled. It wasn't a great time. Not very family friendly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Like
I
live
actually,
action.
right around that same time, Austin, I FaceTimed someone I knew from Discord, and he like gave his phone to CND, and so I got to talk to him on the phone. I'm actually in one of his vlogs, so it's
That's cool.
it was pretty neat.
That's really cool. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
So we'll
it's pretty
see. I assume I'll run into him at Too Many Games, I guess.
Yeah,
That's
he'll be
cool.
he'll be up there.
Maybe I'll actually go to the after party this time. I didn't go last time.
You need to go at least to the Screenwave party, dude. Everyone just gets
When is
shitty-ass
that?
drunk and tries to like.
I learned. I learned something. I learned something recently. Apparently, like when things get a lot harder when you have a kid running around here. So
Yeah.
it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
But I would like to at least go to the Screenwave party because I know there's some pretty cool people there that I like to actually meet and talk to. So
Yeah, it's very chill. There's food, drinks, and then there's karaoke, and you'll see me doing karaoke, and everyone will be drunk as shit. And
I do a really good Lady Gaga karaoke, no joke.
Max, you going to Too Many Games?
Maybe. When is it? Let's see.
At the end of June.
End of June.
We'll
Maybe.
be there.
Let me see. I want to. I very much want to. Let me figure out my schedule.
Okay.
Dante in the chat says, "Who is C&D?" He's a guy who's well known for his sitting.
He does. On a serious note, he considers himself a Nintendo vlogger. He basically goes on like random adventures, getting different Nintendo stuff, doing Nintendo challenges. He's a vlogger, but with a very Nintendo focus.
And he sits down for days at a time.
Yeah, and one of his things is that he waits in line for every major Nintendo release at the New York store.
He started doing that like a year ago
For the Switch,
Yeah.
This is
the first Switch ever sold.
Will McConnell.
I really enjoy CND's vlogs.
Hey guys, with
I really liked them when the Switch line vlogs. Those are my favorite.
what's this? Will McConnell says, "Hey guys, with Game Pass, Microsoft Game Pass, I'm all for the service. Nintendo games rarely drop in price, so for me, this would be great if they implemented the service." What are your thoughts? I think Nintendo knows that they actually have games that'll sell technically. So they honestly, the reason that they never drop in price is because people buy them like years down the line, and then they eventually add them to Nintendo Selects. Like if you go out and get Zelda A Link Between Worlds right now for $20, that's an absolute steal for $20. That's the only time they really drop in price. But honestly, people were buying Mario Kart on the 64 back when we were running the store for like $40 all day. So their IPs are just powerful enough to stay really relevant and keep their prices up, which is probably bad for consumers if you think about it, but it's good for them. But I mean, you see a lot of PS4 games drop to like $20 after what, like 3 months, not even. So it's gonna happen. That's why. So Microsoft is gonna buy somebody. We'll see who. I assume we'll find out in the next couple of weeks if they're actually going to buy anybody. We'll see. Before E3, definitely.
Ain't buying no one.
Yeah. They bought that cloud computing company probably to help them with Azure, but we'll see. We'll see about Crackdown. I just want to see when Crackdown actually comes out because I'm a little concerned right now.
Yeah.
Nintendo announces their online. You guys, I think everybody saw this because it's set to debut September. This is a pay-for service where we're going to be paying $20 a year, and I assume get some kind of game, right? Like they said, you get some kind of game every month. I don't.
Yeah, but they're going to change their mind 20 times between now and then.
So I'm trying to figure out here because we're already playing online. What are they going to do to make the $20 worth it? That's the question.
My guess is that there's going to be a free game of the month, and I bet there's going to be a thing where there are certain games you only get through their service. Like I think they're talking about the Super Nintendo games. They're going to have online play coded into them. Like just throwing it out there. Say if there's one where it's like the original Super Bomberman with online multiplayer. The only way you could get that, even access it for offline, is through their service. I have a feeling they're going to have something like that.
Nick's Lyco said, Dreamcast guy, shout out from Compton.
Woo, Captain!
West Coast.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're going to do. I mean, Sean, what do you think they would do to make it $20? People already don't like paying for online with PlayStation and Microsoft.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no one likes doing that, right? That's one of the things that the PC gamers make fun of console gamers for all the time. But what do you think? $20? What do you get?
Makes sense.
I mean, $20. I think you're going to get. I mean, you are going to get some sort of free NES and SNES game with multiplayer. So they've said, as part of it. So I mean, I think it's going to be something sort of different. I don't think it's going to be anything kind of like what people are expecting or what people would ideally have it be. I don't think it's going to be nearly as robust as something as like PSN or Xbox Live, but I think it'll be pretty decent. I don't really know. It's a very interesting spot for Nintendo. Because they've never really done a dedicated online thing. So I don't really know.
Well, they need cloud saves, right?
Yeah, that seems to be a thing that is.
Brian Altano sent his Switch in the Nintendo, and they couldn't get any of the save stuff off of it.
Yep, I also retweeted that.
Yep.
I saw that. Yeah.
That's kind of an issue, right? I mean, we need to be able to. Kazoo, you just said how many hours are on Zelda on your Switch right now?
445 or 545 or more.
Yeah, that's pretty much dependent on your Switch turning on tomorrow. It's like
wait, but what about? I thought since it was in the actual cartridge that.
Oh no, the saves all stay on your Switch itself, not even on your SD card. They all go on your Switch's internal memory. So yeah, it's scary for a lot of people, Like people are like, we need those cloud saves. Somebody they were allowed to ask questions to Kimishima and everybody. And the first thing he said when he got up there is, we need cloud saves. And then he asked his question. So they hear him,
You know what needs to happen for the Switch for online service.
Okay.
You own a 3DS, you own a Wii U, you own a Wii, you own a Switch. You bought so many games on all of these platforms. There needs to be a way with all your virtual console downloads, with all your eShop downloads, a way to have all of them work on the Switch. And that is the magical way to make your system more than a 4 to 5 year console. To be able to bring every single game from the Nintendo library, from the people who made all the games that you grew up with and love. If there was one console that you were able to play all.
Oh my gosh, that would be insane.
With the online service. With the online service, you were able to take your games from all your old accounts, all your old systems, everything else. That is the way that you link it, and that is the way you do it. That is what is worth any amount of money in the world to any real Nintendo gamer. Absolutely, hands down. Hell, I'd pay $20 a month to be able to play any game I wanted of any.
Yeah, I know that would be a
like
steal.
You're talking about like a Netflix, like their own Game Pass.
But are you talking first party games only? Because third party games would be a fucking nightmare for licensing and stuff like that. That's why that's why it's so slow in the first place to get them.
No, I don't think we're gonna get Diddy Kong Racing on the Nintendo Switch or Donkey Kong 64, but like we're gonna get like
Mario World, for example. Those would all show up.
Yeah.
What's Mario World? Just all the Mario games, all the Zelda games, all of those.
Yeah. I mean, you'll get a lot of the first party stuff that makes sense. But they could even do things like they could probably grab games that never actually came out here too and bring them over. Like they could do like Animal Forest on the 64, bring that over.
Oh,
The original Animal Crossing. Yeah, that's right.
That would be really interesting.
Who made Sin and Punishment, Sean?
Treasure.
I don't know if they'd be able to get that. Maybe Treasure.
Well, they got it was on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's true. They could probably do that. They probably have the rights for that too.
I think it's technically. Is it technically a first part? I don't know. I remember they did one on the Wii as well.
Yeah, I mean they probably can. They could probably do that. But like, do that. Get like that F-Zero game that came out on that was coming out on the 64 DD, and with like the DLC and bring all that over. That'd be cool. So, I mean, that would be fine. Like, get like some weird stuff, or make some games that came out in Japan only on the Super Famicom. And they kind of did that with Star Fox 2. You know, they kind of did that. So. There's a lot of cool stuff they could do, but they definitely need to get. I personally think they need the basics first. They need voice chat. They need parties. They need system level rooms that you can invite people in. All that.
You're not going to have voice chat on Nintendo.
You had it. You had it in Metroid Prime Hunters on the DS.
Yeah,
it's a possibility.
Yeah, but like voice chat is literally the opposite of family friendly.
But I don't know. I'm gonna forever die on that hill. I love voice chat. Every game, so many games I play, I probably spend 10 hours a week doing voice chat multiplayer. So when I hear about a console that will forever leave that behind, it is a huge turnoff to me personally.
Or there's gonna be like a way for like a rating system of like
100%.
So say for example, I sign
controls.
I only want a PG-13 voice chat. They're gonna make it so that only other people who sign up with PG-13 are going to be part of that voice chat or something. And like anyone who violates using like a specific voice algorithm detection system, that's going to be the way that they get banned or like reclassified into like an R or like a T for teen system.
I don't think it'll be broken into age groups.
It'll be like friends or randoms.
I think it'll be a thing where like you somehow when you set your console up, like your parents set your console up and basically says like this is a little kid that's going to be playing, so they can play all the little kid Nintendo games. And if they go online in Splatoon, they can't hear anybody talk unless they like put in the parental code that says, okay, Daddy wants to roll some faces.
It's still weird that Nintendo's like trying to babysit for the parents. It's very odd to me still.
It's Japanese culture, I think.
Yeah. Actually, that's a great point, Sean. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. I mean,
well, hang on. That's not just Japanese. Like, listen, my entire channel is family friendly, and then Ubisoft gave me the Fractured Butthole
South
Park game, and in 2 days I lost 900 subs.
Oh, wow.
In 2 days I lost Kazoo's entire channel of subs worth.
Yeah,
just
really?
from covering that game.
Just for that game, huh? Just because South Park.
Because it was not fair. And like, you know
that's
what
you get for trying to diversify, damn it.
Guys, I felt like a piece of shit. I was live streaming and I was like
that stuff anyway.
All right, guys, we're about to go into the strip club right now. You're gonna see some titties.
Wasn't that like wasn't that an issue? People were like, how am I gonna stream this on YouTube? Like South Park. I remember people talking about that a while ago. Because half the stuff you couldn't put on YouTube.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, ironically enough, I didn't get flagged for anything. My review, I censored all of the text and everything from the review.
Oh, wow, okay.
Like at the very beginning of the game, we have to put in the code that says, fuck you, mom. I had to bleep it out.
I turned off subtitles. Whenever I review a game, I turn off subtitles just so it's not in the footage. But yeah, when I reviewed it, definitely had to be careful about some of those scenes.
Yeah, it's
What?
But what's interesting is there are a lot of rumors going around about that going to the Switch.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
There are rumors. There are rumors saying that it's going to the Switch. So.
I feel like there are rumors for everything going to the Switch.
Yeah.
People in chat keep talking about did y'all see the Fortnite tweet?
Yeah, about how
Fortnite
he
is
would
coming
like
to the Switch,
he'd like to put it on the Switch. Listen, everyone wants to put everything on the Switch, but you know.
Well, no one's going to say otherwise.
Yeah, but he's the head guy who decides that. So that's why I thought it was, and everybody was tagging me in it. So I just said, like, people were like, say something. So I replied to the guy, like, that'd be sweet. And so,
I mean, like, what's the alternative? You just look someone dead in the face and go, never going to happen. Like that's
but you could just
negative
not
press.
reply. You could not reply. The fact that he specifically said, yes, we very badly want to do that is what
I think a
found
lot of these
interesting.
companies do want to go to the Switch. It's just a matter of dealing with Nintendo, who I've heard is kind of difficult at times, and then getting your stuff up and running and make sure it works in 2 different modes and everything. That's the whole thing, is getting all that done, which I think a lot of people want to get on the Switch. It sells well, you know?
I mean, Fortnite suddenly just got an extra 300 people working on it, so maybe they have time.
There you go. It's making money. They just got rid of Paragon, so
yeah.
For the record, I'm running the benchmark right now, and Final Fantasy 15 on the PC looks pretty beautiful.
I told you, right?
Oh man,
it's legit. Yeah.
So far, I'm at 6,000 on my benchmark.
There you go. Yeah.
Is it just counting the amount of frames that it's able to render?
No, it's just running a score between your frame rate. It's running between that particle. Everything basically is all getting thrown into like a score for you that you can compare, I guess, for other people. But I think anything above like 4,000 is considered like you're good. You can play it. So
yeah, but they said like you should score like a 20,000 or higher to play on Ultra, and I want a 20,000 or higher.
Well, you have a 1080 in there, so you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Those screenshots of Chocobo feathers are going to be glorious.
It did, dude. It looked good. It looked good on the 970 that I benched it on. So this 1080 probably looks great. So it still ran 60 frames.
Omelet right now. I don't even want to tell you how beautiful this omelet looks.
It was eye opening for a lot of people who ran that benchmark who came from the PS4 and the Xbox One X. I have it on the X, and it's completely different on the PC.
I may run the benchmark myself. Honestly, I'm probably not going to buy it on PC unless they send me a review copy. But I just want to see it if it looks gorgeous, because I still think it looks fine on the PS4 for how limited it is.
So do you guys
my score was 7,249.
How much? What was it?
7,249.
Yeah. That's good.
I fall into the category of high.
Yes.
I'm sure mine will just do a giant thumbs down when I try and run it on my terrible computer, but we'll see what happens.
It's running on high quality.
What do you guys think about Mario Kart Tour on cell phones? I think a lot of people were thinking it'd be something else that was going to cell phones first, but it's Mario Kart.
I know none of the details about it.
There's not a lot we know.
Yeah,
so.
we know the title. I'm sorry, that's it. Go ahead, Kazoo.
I think it sounds really cool. And I want to say, like, just to clarify, it says the fiscal year ending March 2019. Now, I'm sure you guys already know this, but like for everyone else, everyone watching, it says the fiscal year ending March 2019. And I feel like people are just they're like, oh no, it's coming out in March 2019. Like we have to wait a whole more than a year for this. And it's like, well, no, it's the fiscal year ending March 2019. Because it's like everyone saw March 2019, so they automatically think it's coming out then. But it can release anytime from April of this year, so in 2 months.
Yep.
Through that time. So
you're absolutely right.
Like that needs.
It could be this year that it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think I'm very open to it depending on what it turns out to be. If it's a racing game where we buy per track or something, I'm okay with it. If it turns out to be something where it's stuck on gas and you just steer like Mario Run,
and you just tilt your phone left and right.
What my biggest fear is that it's going to be really, really crappy cell phone game where it's like you can play, but you basically you get 3 free races an hour, and if you want to race more, you have to pay an extra 25 cents a day or something.
No.
I would hate that.
Nintendo doesn't believe in that.
I mean,
Fire Emblem, yeah.
That's a gacha game, but I don't know how they would do a racing game. See, I would like to say, oh, it's $10 and you have the whole thing and that's it. But I mean, Fire Emblem's made so much more money than anything else they've done, even Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go hand over fist made so much more money than Mario Run.
But they don't. They only own a small portion of Pokemon Go. They get some money, but not a lot. But at this point, they make more money from Fire Emblem than Mario Run or Animal Crossing for their first party cell phone games. But I would like to see
Run. Mario Run was worth $10, absolutely.
Yeah, but people are dumping hundreds of dollars into Fire Emblem because it's a gacha game. So it's like, you pull. Basically, they're in loot boxes essentially in them. But
it's the microtransactions,
including parking tickets. I spent over $300 in Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, man, that's a whole nother thing on its own there. So it's hard to say. One thing I will give Nintendo is every one of their cell phone games so far have at least been polished to the point where they're good games. At its core. So I kind of want to see what they get out of a cell phone with Mario Kart. I mean, could it be similar to Mario Kart 8 visuals on like the iPhone X or something. That'd be fun.
I'm kind of just hoping it's really different. Like, how many of us have played the Mario Kart arcade game? It's pretty freaking different, and I hope whatever comes to cell phones is unique enough that I actually care about installing it.
So we're trying to figure out here. What do you guys think? Free to play or paid?
Oh, this
Let's
is
guess this.
interesting.
Free to play.
I think free to get into and then pay to experience. I think it'll be like the Super Mario.
Free to start.
Yeah.
Like, free to start.
Like you can do the mushroom circuit.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the
One circuit.
mushroom cup for free.
Only with Toad and only with
Guys.
one heart.
You know what would be smart for them is if they took Mario Kart and they treated it like a gacha game, kind of like Fire Emblem, where you summon either characters or carts. And that's how you make a ton of
cards.
That's how you make a ton of money. Like you summon like the Bowser cart, or they just keep making up carts as they go along.
He means loot box them, basically.
Essentially, you summon them. Yeah, that's what we call it.
That's the way to get the most money and also make people like me never ever try it.
Yep. But they get enough people to try it to where they make a ton of money.
You mean the whales?
Yes.
This-
Oh yeah. The whales turn out in force sometimes.
This
You know how much money Candy Crush Saga makes?
Yeah.
Too much.
Billions.
What were we saying, Kazoo?
So Deadlock7, he brings up an interesting point. He says that he thinks they'll charge you money for fuel. So I thought that
would be awful.
Well,
You
if
so
you
swipe your credit card.
they do that in games now. I play Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle, and they call it stamina there, where you have a limited amount of turns essentially that you could take before you have to either wait or spend money to premium product.
No.
And I mean, Candy Crush is what tries. Like you actually, if you lose a certain amount of times, you can't do it anymore.
So in my recent video, the top 5 worst Final Fantasies, y'all remember the number 1 was active Final Fantasy ATB, the Final Fantasy All the Bravest, and that's the thing where everybody has 1 health, and when they faint, the only way to bring them back to life is to wait 20 minutes or spend 25 cents. And so
Is that in the
no.
game?
Yeah. So literally, you get stuck in a process of being like, someone fainted. Oh, you get 16 free revives for every like hour, and then it's like, everyone died. You have to spend money. So I imagine they may do some sort of system like that, of like, all right, well, you didn't come in first place of the race, so you got to pay to try again.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to think they're just going to sell it, but I feel like they realize that you get more money from free to play. So.
Yeah,
we'll see. I think it's cool to have a Mario Kart game on your cell phone though. So I mean, we see their attach rate with Switch and the Wii U. A lot of people are gonna download that game. So, all right. We already talked about this, but I let you guys in on their investors call for EA where they talked about microtransactions and how they decided they're completely behind them. They're coming back to Star Wars. So if you're thinking about buying Battlefront, just know that they are coming back. And they essentially told their investors, we're completely behind microtransactions. We learned our lesson. We're going to go back to them, essentially. And they're going to show up more. And then after they said that, their stock actually climbed to an all-time high.
I told you they were going to bring them back. I mean, we even talked about it.
I talked about that. Well, it's coming back.
It's interesting because this completely goes against. There was a leak rumor about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, that they were going to try and revamp the game in early March and make it where the game wasn't going to be reliant on loot boxes to see if they could try and boost their sales at the end. And it turns out that was dead wrong. It turns out they're going the complete opposite direction and doubling down on loot boxes.
but who's gonna? I mean, are people like, okay, the investors were, of course, their stocks went up because investors were like, hey, we're going to get more money now. But investors aren't in tune with what goes on in gaming. Like, people are not going to be like, oh shit, now they're putting in microtrans loot boxes. I got to go buy the game. Like,
but they are at least slightly in tune. Like, investors are old dudes, but they're old dudes who make a lot of money by properly spending it. So it's one of the things where I don't know. This whole situation is so weird.
have you read some of those questions that happen at Nintendo?
Yeah,
I didn't read the most recent ones.
Why do you talk about video games so much? It's like, what?
Wait.
Yeah.
Was this a Nintendo one? I remember like the previous quarter ones. They asked if they could get free tickets to get into the Universal Studios.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't read the last. I didn't read the most recent ones.
Some of those are ridiculous. I feel like there's like for every one dude who actually knows what's going on, you're right. It's probably 9 dudes who are just being like, "Hi, I inherited $1 billion. I would like to spend money, please."
Did anyone ask about Pokemon? Did we? I didn't look at the questions. I couldn't find them. But did anyone ask about? That's the one thing I would ask about. It's like, hey, when is the stock going to jump like crazy because Pokemon comes out? Is that a 2018 game? Absolutely.
Right. I'd be so flat out of being like, "Hi, like I own $1 million of your stock right now. When's Pokemon coming out so I can make that $6 billion of stock?"
When's that 16 million seller coming out? When is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I ran to the bathroom. What are we talking about, Pokemon?
Well, we were see this guy heard Pokemon. He like jumped over a couch to get here. We were talking about how in the investors briefing they're allowed to ask questions, and Sean was saying that they asked dumb questions again. That's right, Sean?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, they asked dumb questions. And I was saying the one thing I would have asked is Pokemon coming out this year because it's going to sell 15, 16 million copies like it does on the 3DS. And then it's going to bring that audience over. I'm sure, Austin, you could probably vouch for this. There's probably a lot of people on the 3DS that would buy a Switch when Pokemon comes out.
Bro, the only reason the 3DS sold is Pokemon.
It's because of Pokemon. Yeah, that's the reason they. That's
the only reason
the
Nintendo handheld market sold. The only reason that all these things behind me sold in America is Pokemon's.
Yep.
Pokemon.
Trust me, I was at I remember in 98, 99. I remember I was at the mall and Pokemon was launching and there were so many people crowded around this kiosk. It was insanity.
You were not able to get your hands.
Nope. It was a big deal, man. Those first edition cards, it was insane. People were begging for them, and then the game came out and it was sold out everywhere. I remember this because I really wanted it. It was crazy. So yeah, Nintendo did good with that. Got Pokemon on their system and have ridden it ever since. So we'll see. But that's the first question I would have asked is when is Pokemon coming out on the Switch? But I don't think anyone asked that. So it says 2018.
I think it would be really interesting if it came out this year. I've heard that because the PDF on there says, like 2018 or later, like, I don't know, maybe they just want to give people false hope, like investors false hope, to think that they're going to be making a ton of money this year.
They definitely don't want to.
Not.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to put TBA on there because then it'll look like it's not coming out this year.
Yeah,
they want to pretend it's coming out.
Yeah.
What Nintendo's been doing this year is like they don't give false expectations. If they say something is going to happen in a time frame for the Switch, they're doing it or beating those expectations, and that's what they're doing right.
Well,
they're not doing TBAs.
We'll see. I mean,
they have the TBA on there, so it wouldn't be like they're flat out lying. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Well, here's the thing: they have different management leadership right now. Tatsumi Kimishima is a little different than what they've been used to. I've talked about it a lot, but it's very clear that guy. Did you guys see what he said when people were like celebrating over how well the Switch did?
Yeah, they didn't hit the numbers he wanted.
He was like, "We should have done better," and it's like, "What? That's the best selling system ever in its time frame." He's like, "We should have done better."
Which is one of those situations. It's great for us as gamers because we're reaping the benefits, but it makes me very happy that I'm not a high-level Nintendo employee because I bet that is the boss from hell.
Yeah, he's like the guy you don't want to go like tell him something's getting delayed. Like he's not. You don't want to.
He'll just hand you a knife and go, "I expect to come back and have your pinky in my top drawer."
Yeah,
you should have done better. You have brought dishonor to Nintendo.
So, I mean, he means business. He also, I mean, when he first was pretty much promoted that position, he pretty much threw the Wii U under the bus and was like, "I knew it wasn't going to work."
Yeah,
and then he was like,
I remember that guy.
Yeah, so I mean, he's performed, so they're doing well.
Whoa.
So we'll see what he has. I mean, he seems to understand. And then he also mentioned that there are new ways to play outside of the Labo. Mm-hmm. And then he mentioned that they want to keep the Switch around for longer than the typical 5 to 6 year life cycle.
Yeah, that was really interesting to me.
So I thought about this and I was like, all right, they want to keep the Switch around. But I think what he means here is not necessarily the system we know now. I think the Switch is going to slowly turn into, if it not already has turned into this, it's going to be more the brand of that system line.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Switch
So-
Pro, Switch Mini, like
Yep.
the iPad is.
I think, yeah, exactly. That's what they want. Because remember, Iwata said we have a number of systems that all run on the same operating system. That's what they want. So
So I guess what you're really saying is, how many years do we get the Switch 3D?
yeah, well, we'll see. I'm trying to think of what they'll call the next Switch. I don't think they'll just call it Switch 2, right? They could call it Switch Deluxe.
The new
or something.
Switch.
The new Switch. See, I don't even like that name. I don't even like that name that much. The Switch Pro would be probably the smarter way to go.
It better just have XL, so I know that it's extra large and in charge.
Yeah.
Also, for the record, this isn't something many people know. Nintendo has a patent to make the Switch a VR headset.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
I
Yeah, they
covered that a
do.
long time ago. They would have to have a different screen in that headset, though.
Yeah.
Maybe on the
Really?
Switch Pro.
Yeah, because I have the PlayStation VR, and even that looks kind of blurry. Like it's a 1920 by 1080, and they cut it in half, and then jump the frame rate to 120 hertz, I think. Yeah, and it seems blurry to me when I see it. So
if you take basically the Switch, you make it a little bit bigger, you put a Retina quality screen in there, there's an adapter that it fits in. Guess what? You already have Joy-Cons. Boom. VR.
Yeah, but
I
it would need to
actually,
be-
it's really interesting. I actually work in a VR lab, and I don't know, like, I do more of the public relations side of the VR lab,
That's super
but I haven't.
go in there and
Yeah,
ask
it
him
actually
about
is pretty cool. Huh?
Go in there and ask him about the Switch. Just like kick the door and be like, "I want this to be a headset."
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Interesting. I would
That
get
would
their
be so
opinion on
cool.
that. That's cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, I should. I will. I actually will. I'll ask them
Yeah,
about.
get their opinion on it and then make a video about it.
Yeah, if you make a video, seriously, no joke. If you make a video being like, I asked people about the possibility of Switch VR technicians, I would love to watch that. That would be awesome.
Yo, that would be an awesome thing to make a video on. Wow.
Ask him about
Wow.
like the possibility and then what would need to happen to make it a decent experience.
Girl, grab a
Okay.
pen and a piece of paper.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if my boss actually like does that because he's more on the designing side, like because he's a visual communication professor, like graphic design. So I don't know if he would.
Well, anything.
No, but I'll ask him anyway.
There you go. Yeah, because people are interested in the Switch eventually diving into VR because they have said that they are keeping an eye on that VR 4K. This is all stuff they're keeping an eye on, and I'm sure they're playing around with it in the background, like in their R&D department. But it's nothing they're doing right now.
What's so funny is like Nintendo is all about like quality of life gaming experiences, but never ever jumped into VR ever since the Virtual Boy.
Yeah, that's really fun. Maybe they learned their lesson.
yeah.
Like we took a shot, and it's like
Yeah.
it's changed a little bit since then. You know, it's not red wireframes anymore.
I mean, they also made cardboard toys back in the day. Just saying.
all I want to know is where's my vitality sensor?
You're right.
Right.
Where is that? Apparently they're working on like sleep sensors too. Oh man, Nintendo! I would love to see Nintendo's R&D department. I just picture like I said, I picture like Willy Wonka's factory.
Well, it really sort of reminds me of I read some books about early Facebook, and early Facebook was like literally just like 10 geniuses in a room sitting around on laptops. They're like, can we implement this? Let's just see. Okay, let's try it. It sort of seems like that of like a bunch of people just whatever idea. If you can implement it, if it's not terrible, we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They have to give them a lot of creative freedom. So, but 5 to 6 years, I think they'll support the Switch line for a long time. But I don't know if this system that we know now will make it 3 years without a revision. I think it'll need a revision at some point, probably soonish. Not soonish, but like 3 years.
The
from
graphics card in it already is severely underpowered, and they pretty much just did it to get better battery life. But then they're going to realize that there's a whole market of people who really don't even care about the handheld mode, and they just want like the super performance during docked mode. And they're just going to do like, they're going to make a super powerful one when it's in docked mode, and then it cuts it into like a third or a fifth when in handheld, just for the convenience factor.
And I would buy the hell out of that. I am the target demographic like that, like crazy. That would be awesome.
Same. I very rarely play it in handheld mode unless I'm on an airplane or in a bathtub or something.
Yeah, but I don't know about the bathtub, but yeah, sure.
Bro, you don't play your Switch in the bathtub or when you're taking a poop?
I'm afraid of dropping it or dropping.
I abuse my Switch a lot, but I haven't gone that far.
Yeah, too
I have a
far,
heart.
Austin. Too far.
I had a suite in Vegas. I was in a gold bathtub, and I was like, "Babe, Hand me my Switch and take a picture.
That's a good. If I'm ever near a goal, I'm taking a cruise in a couple months, and I'll definitely bring my Switch then, and maybe I'll have like a picture of me on the deck of a ship, being like, "Oh yes, it's just Zelda out in the wild, no big deal."
I see what you did there.
Oh.
Out in the wild.
It was a slam
Oh,
dunk.
that reminds me of I just saw a picture on Twitter of Sandy at the Grand Canyon.
Oh
and like had his Switch. Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
What?
It's
there you
blurry,
go.
but I trust you. It's baller as hell.
It is so baller.
Yeah, there it goes. Autofocus.
The
Hell
baller.
yeah. So, I'll be honest. I'm jealous. This is my jealousy face.
Bro, you can get a Skyloft at MGM. It's a great time.
I don't know. I would be nervous playing my Switch in the bathtub.
Yeah, same. I don't know. All the steam up in the ports. That's my fear.
Yeah, Ziploc bag. It'll be fine.
Ziploc bag.
I once did that. I went to the Rio. We used to go to the Rio Grande River for family reunions every 2 or 3 years. And when the Game Boy Color had just come out, I got a Game Boy Color in a Ziploc. There's like a picture of me somewhere as a little kid in like a waterproof suit with my waterproof Game Boy in the river. Like I refused to participate and play Pokemon.
That's how we'd overclock cell phones actually a while ago. We put them in Ziploc bags and you put them in ice cold water.
Just like
yeah.
take it and just like
What?
just like throw it in a Ziploc bag.
Yes,
Then you put it in ice water.
Yeah.
Yep. And that way you
Yeah,
don't.
you could take that Game Boy into the shower. It'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, I take my iPhone in the shower.
Yeah,
Watch myself some SpawnCast, catch up on news.
right.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so
Everything broke.
we're coming up on the end here, but we do want to talk. Austin, you brought this up. Facebook is attacking the streaming world now with gaming,
Austin's
right?
out and about. It looks like.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure I heard any of that.
They're trying to, but I think they had ESL. Like ESL was they're only able to stream through Facebook, but it was horrible in some regard.
Austin, you have a lot of experience with this, right? Maybe you can explain within what you can tell us.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything. I was trying to fix the Game Boy.
Oh, we're moving over to Facebook streaming.
Oh, Facebook gaming.
Yes, we're there's the last topic, and then we'll take questions.
Oh.
But what do you got for us for Facebook gaming? You want to explain this to us?
So literally anyone in the world can go live on Facebook right now, but you're limited to 720 at 30 frames per second. 40 creators worldwide, myself included, were selected to be part of a very small group for a 1 year long experiment. I don't want to say experiment, but 1 year contract to get us on board to do streaming and VODs for Facebook. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Stone Mountain 64. Hang on a second. I'm getting a call.
Of who?
Dinner.
Wasn't
Hello, this is Austin.
Gaming Historian? I think Gaming Historian.
Yeah, okay, you're outside?
Hey, he doesn't. I wonder if he knows.
Okay, great. I'm coming out. Hang on. Guys, hang on.
Doing a
all right,
deal?
fine. So Facebook is doing streaming. Austin's actually a part of it. I think they brought in 40 people. He's one of them. But they're going to start doing streaming to compete with Twitch and Google. Google.
Yeah, the last ESL event was part of it. Actually, I'm going to talk about that on Esports Wave a little bit tomorrow in the video I got to upload because it was garbage and it actually ruined a lot of stuff. And
yeah. I saw
What
that.
happened? What
Here's
happened
the
exactly?
thing.
I guess I can do the little preemptive thing here. I'm sorry, RGT, but basically the Dota 2 tournament that was being streamed solely through Facebook, it was horrible. It kept just breaking apart. There were pictures on people's Twitter of not even being able to watch it just because it couldn't stream the full image to anyone. And what happened was the people on Twitch went, no, we have to actually show this tournament. So they started streaming the tournament through the Dota 2 client while broadcasting it using their own words, not actually like stealing from the ESL's broadcast at all in that regard. And the ESL guys showed up to that and hit them with DMCAs and actually got a bunch of them banned too, even though the problem is that they were banning them for something they couldn't actually ban them for because Dota 2 TV is not owned by ESL. It's owned by Valve. And they were basically claiming that it was them that could get rid of that, basically. So Valve chastised them recently about that and told them they couldn't do it.
That's actually content for a very intriguing esports wave is what that sounds like.
The big thing is, though, this could screw over specifically the Dota 2 tournament scene because this is basically Valve saying that no one company can really hold exclusivity to the tournament at that point. So it's going to be interesting going
yeah,
forward.
that whole mess was so interesting. So I was watching it live as it went down. And the interesting thing was at one point, 3,000 people were watching the actual official Facebook stream, and 30,000 people were watching this guy basically streaming it himself and sitting in front and doing his own commentary. And that's why they were DMCAing it. It's literally 10 times bigger than the contract they signed for exclusivity. They're like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, that whole shit show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was not a good start for them in terms of the larger broadcasting.
No, but I'm sorry, I got the call. Food just got delivered. But yeah. Anyways, picking up where we were talking off.
Food. No. The chat was making fun of you with that.
Yeah, the chat was making fun of me. Yeah, it was food. It was actually my favorite Chinese place from like 2 towns over just started delivering to
nice.
to my town yesterday.
Nice.
Okay,
They just started delivering to your town?
yes.
Oh.
So Facebook started doing 40 creators, myself included, started doing exclusive content just for Facebook. With that, Facebook is also doing some like promotional videos. So like they asked me to record a 1-minute video, and then they put sponsorship behind it and everything else to help grow the page and everything else, which honestly, I'm super impressed. Like when I do a live stream on YouTube, at the end of the entire 2 hours or so, I'll usually land between like 8 to 15,000 views. When I'm done with the stream on Facebook, which my Facebook page has like 3,000 likes, I'm at like 7 to 14,000 views.
Okay.
So like extremely comparable numbers for like like I've done, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 streams on the channel so far.
Okay.
The weird thing is there's an implementation of it that's really weird that requires me to have a fan page and a group page, a moderator from my personal page. And then the really weird part about Facebook, and I'm somewhat concerned about it, is when you comment on YouTube or Twitch or wherever, you have your username. When you comment on someone's live stream on Facebook, that's your legal name. And that's a picture of you, or you and your baby, or you and your family, or you and your fiance, as opposed to like, except for like the weird friend from high school who has like a Dark Angel 99, and that's his picture.
That's a little more transparent on there.
But I've been having that trouble because I've been having a thing lately where my Facebook page is actually been getting more active lately, and I have a problem where people occasionally say something at 3 a.m. and I'm like out with friends, and I try and respond to something, and it says like, you've replied as your personal Facebook page. It's like, shit, delete before they get a notification. Like, oh my god.
Here's the one thing. Here's the one thing that the whole crux of the Facebook streaming: money. Money. No one's gonna stream on Facebook if there ain't no fucking money involved. I'm not gonna stream on Facebook if there's, as a person who makes content that, does decent on YouTube, when I could stream on YouTube to my audience instead of streaming. That's sort of the crux of all, people say, oh, YouTube needs a competitor, blah, blah, blah. It's like, but the shit like VidMe, like look at VidMe. VidMe had no money for people, and the money, once they actually got money, was so minuscule. It was like, well, what's the point? It's not like someone sitting there with a webcam. Hey, this is Pokemon Fan 279. I just got this bottle of Diet Dr. Pepper. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. It's like someone actually making decent content. So
to give you some insider information directly related to what you're talking about. Facebook has a lot of things involved, and they have a very large team working on this. In fact, the people that I'm working with exclusively used to be higher ups at Twitch, and people who like were a part of engineering and everything. Like there is a team of people working specifically on every single feature that me and the other 39 people want on Facebook. And that's the reason that we're a part of it, not only to stream, but also to give them our direct feedback on the features that we want. So like he said, at this time, we requested you don't put Streamlabs for donations or anything else like that, because we're going to have those features very shortly. I'm like,
here's my real issue with Facebook, though. They still have this image problem. They're not seen as a gaming streaming platform like Twitch is. You think of Twitch, you're like, oh, I guess people are playing games on there, even though at this point, I guess half of it is that, and the other half is people sitting around
IRL and food streams and stuff,
right?
Yeah.
Or even like
I'm gonna draw something with my boobs showing.
But you see like esports are on there. Obviously, I've even seen sports, just sports in general.
Yeah, they've started up the NFL streaming.
Yeah, like a lot of that's happening now. But like I think of Facebook and I think of college, kids and I guess at this point just middle-aged people in general now.
Old white people commenting on idiotic things.
I mean, that's kind of what I mean. I don't think of gaming when I think of Facebook. I think that's why they have to really, like you were telling me, Austin, that they're looking for big people on the YouTube and Twitch community, right? Where they're looking to pull people in with, like you said, like was it them and like they got Markiplier, was it? Or
well, hang on, Twitch recently just did something just like this, and they worked with the MCM maker.
That's who it was. Yeah, Twitch. Yeah. So I assume they're feeling a little bit of heat. Yes. And Jacksepticeye. Facebook didn't want multi-millions. Yeah.
They wanted over 100,000, less than 500,000. They wanted people who were still young and hungry.
Yes.
Like 100%. Yeah, you nailed it, Austin. That's true. That's what it is. They want the people who are willing to take a small-ish contract and be willing to do this hardcore and not have to abandon an established audience.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. They're like going for the wrong audience. It seems like with the whole Facebook thing, like they're going for the wrong audience. Because all like Austin, if they're trying to get you and like Markiplier and
no, Markiplier is Twitch.
We went to Twitch.
Twitch just did something like 1 or 2 weeks ago with Markiplier and Jacksepticeye.
They went to run a show, right?
And Facebook is now doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And Twitch is going to be rolling out more YouTube-like features with VODs and replays of streams so that you can have a live chat. As opposed to Facebook, which already has the VOD in place, as we've all seen those videos. Now they're working on the streaming side of it.
It seems like it seems like they want to be a part of that, but they have a bit of an uphill battle. It seems against Twitch,
you're sorry. It's definitely just so much of an imaging problem right now. Like when I think of Facebook live streams, I unfortunately think of all the horrible things like people who freaking shoot themselves or hang themselves. That's the crap I think of first, because that stuff happens only on Facebook live stream. So when I think of it, I still picture the horrible stuff. I don't picture like I wonder if people are live streaming some Pokemons.
I mean, they could still make it work because they still control. Like I like the idea that you're saying, Austin, where people are a little more they're a little more transparent when they leave a comment, right? So I kind of like that. That's good. Because they'll think twice about hitting the send button.
When you put a comment out there, you aren't Spawnwave. You aren't Austin John Plays. You're Austin John Kerwin. Like my full legal name is out there when I comment on something, and you know what? It prevents people from being a dick.
Yeah.
And when people are dicks, that creates cancer in the chat. And when the chat is cancer, that's a bad stream.
But you can just make a fake Facebook account.
Yeah. Well, Facebook actually, I tried to make a fake Facebook account a couple years ago to troll a friend of mine as a joke, and it actually is pretty hard to make a fake Facebook account now. It's pretty hardcore. Of like you can't make yourself if you try to make yourself Adolf Hitler or something, it's pretty clear of like we don't think that's your real name. Try again.
Yeah, but I mean, there's that. But John and my old boss, who was a little bit of a meth head, had a Facebook based around his dog. So.
That's good. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of cat.
I will say this: the reason Twitch went out and picked up Markiplier is because of the competition. So I guess the more people that want to get in on this, like Facebook and whoever else, it's probably good.
Did you say he was kind of a meth head?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. You know what? To be honest, I mean, someone who does a lot of VOD on YouTube and then started doing a little bit of streaming. I feel like YouTube is so slow to roll out basic features that Twitch has had for years, and I mean, look
at Hangouts that we're using now. This should be way more advanced than it is currently.
The problem was prior Hangouts was supposedly better than this in terms of just its functions.
Let's talk about something here for a second. YouTube sponsorships. Do you know who ran YouTube sponsorships? One dude who worked at Google when he finished with his shift.
Really?
It was literally a form that you filled out, and there was just one dude when he was done with his shift at Google who went through that form and manually went to that person's page, ticked the box, saved it, went to the next person, so on and so forth. That's the reason it took months and months and months for that to actually happen before it was launched system-wide.
Oh man.
Why did they not have more people on it? Did they just want to see how it was?
That's crazy.
How it
So
did?
Because that's how passion projects work. Passion projects aren't funded by money; they're funded by one dude.
Oh,
who
it
believes in
was.
something.
Okay, that's what it was.
Well,
Okay, I
like
thought that it was like supposed to be run by Google or something. I don't know.
No, like YouTube gaming is a passion project. YouTube doesn't give a shit about gaming. When was the last time you saw a video game on the trending page? Never.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
They care about Jimmy Fallon. They care about Good Mythical Morning making burritos out of fucking toenails. They don't care about us playing video games.
Hey man, I fixed that left Joy-Con. I was on the trending page.
Yeah.
Hey.
that's
I wasn't technically playing a game though. I was doing something mechanical. So
Yeah, you did at one point.
Oh, true.
which is still fun to
that's
think
right, I
because
did. I played
sure
the options menu.
I'm sure you guys have seen the fact that what is it? It's like 78% of all of YouTube is gaming videos.
Yeah.
Like, this is a gaming website at this point, so it's weird that we can't get on the trending page. But it also could just be that
It
there's
really
so many of us. The views kind of wash out. We don't have spike views as much.
Yeah. All right. I guess we're finished up here. Do you guys want to? Did you guys see anything about the Twin Galaxies scandal that's happening right
Yeah,
now? So I saw somebody talking about that in chat just a minute ago.
Shocked
Yeah.
that people lied 1,000 years ago about record. Of fucking course they did.
I did. Did you guys all saw the documentary? Did anyone see that King
Yeah.
Kong?
I watched that when it
watched it
came
again
out.
last night.
It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, both those records being stripped within a week is pretty crazy, and I think it's gonna have some bad effects.
Yeah, Billy Mitchell's is under some fire right now. So.
It's fine. He's living off of a hot sauce that he sells.
Well, y'all know I have 2 world
I
records.
love hot sauce.
I have 2 world records on Twin Galaxies that I got verified years ago, and obeying all those rules, like as a random person, there are so many rules you have to obey. So it's really kind of annoying to me as somebody who holds a record.
What do you have your records in?
Resident Evil 2, Leon. What is it called? Infinite items. You're basically, as long as you unlock anything, you're basically allowed to have anything. I beat the game in 49 minutes with the Infinite Rocket Launcher. The video is still up on my channel. It's super old. I don't even have teeth. It was back before I got my teeth fixed, so it's a terrible video. And my other record is in the battle mode Claire A for Resident Evil Code Veronica, which that was 5 minutes 38 seconds. But the thing is, for those records, you have to sit down on camera, say your full name, show the disc, show you putting it in the console, turn it on, show the entire startup screen without skipping it, then don't skip any cutscenes in the game, beat the entire game on the first try, and at the end, you have to wait until the final score screen pops up. Like, there's all these rules. So it's really annoying when these big wigs like Billy Mitchell were able to just fuck off. It's kind of like, oh, well, man.
Yeah, because I mean, back in the day, it was just like, oh, I know so-and-so. Hey, so-and-so. Yeah, dude, I just fucking got 77 million billion on fucking Galaga. And they were just like, oh, okay, sure. I'll write that down. Like, it was a fucking shit show. You know, boys being boys fucking around. I mean, how many times have you lied about video games when you were, you know, a kid back before the internet? Like, yo, I was playing Mortal Kombat and I got the new Duality. Like,
well, the issue is
you got to use HMO. You got to use HMO4 strength, and then you got to push the truck out of the way, and that's how you get VO.
That was probably the best rumor, by the way. That was amazing. I think we convinced one of our friends to leave his Game Boy on for a year because of that. Then the SSM would come back, so we left it plugged into his wall forever. It was great. And after 8 months, he was like, "Is this really gonna happen?" Seriously, it was like Christmas time to I think it was like Christmas time to 4th of July or something.
So after summer break, he came back. He was like,
wait,
still isn't back yet.
It was great. I was like, this guy, man. Oh, it's insane. But yeah, apparently the allegations are that he used a MAME emulator to get that score. And it's just, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch the documentary King of Kong. You will cringe at times because just the way they treat some of the stuff is a little too much, I think, but it's still competition.
Because I haven't ranted on anything on this in a while, so I figured it'd be a good way. The arcade scene, people think that the retro gaming scene is bad and that there's egos and cliques and shit like that, which is all just blown out of proportion. The arcade fucking scene is literally the most cancerous thing in the world. These people are absolutely insane. I'm friends with some of them like on Facebook, and I had to mute them. They are batshit crazy, like top tier arcade people. Like it is so insane to me. It is
Now,
so.
Austin, have you had a chance to watch the documentary yet?
I don't know I don't know what we're talking about.
King of Kong.
King of Kong. It was a good. It's very good.
It's not on YouTube.
There's a chance. So YouTube's got a lot of the old stuff just for free floating around.
I mean, it was on Netflix for a while. You could probably find it online, I'm sure, like most people do. But it was less of a documentary, more of, I guess, they even built it up kind of like a drama, I guess, because you follow one underdog story of trying to beat Billy Mitchell and Donkey Kong, and the entire time you feel really bad for this guy because he's trying his hardest to do it right.
There's just a billion weird situations, like the board he used came from a guy already from Twin Galaxies who is known as a cheater, and like
I could watch it for $2.99 on YouTube Movies,
or you could probably scroll down that list and find the free one.
Yeah, I think it's also on Netflix.
Yeah, it was but like the guy he got from the board from was known as Billy Mitchell's rival or something. It was known cheater, and it's crazy how all this stuff happened. But it was a good movie to watch. It was like an hour and 15 hour and 20 minutes. My
favorite moment of that is when it's showing the raw videotape of the first time he almost set the record, and you hear his kid going, "Dad, I need help in the bathroom." He's like, "Hold on, son, I'm about to set this world record." He goes, "Come and wipe my bottom," and he has to like leave this world record to be a good dad. It's like, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really funny, but it's worth it. I would go check it out. You people in the chat are saying it's good. They're saying it's worth it for $2. Oh man. Well, you can have it on and check it out. But you're gonna see how some of those people actually act in the background, or they'll explain how important these scores are to them. And it's crazy. It's insane. Yeah, some of the stuff that they're saying, it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing I got myself some takeout. Oh, by the way, YellowKazoo, congratulations on being over 850 subs.
Nice.
Do you guys want to drop? Do you want to drop her channel in the chat while we take a few questions before we finish up? Sorry, guys, went a little long here, but there we go. You got him in there. Cool. Go check her out, YellowKazoo. You want to let them know what your channel is again before we take some questions?
Sorry, what was that?
You want to let them know what your channel is a little bit real quick before we take some questions and close out here?
Oh, yeah, for sure. My channel, I basically just do a lot of Nintendo streams. I also do some like IRL streams and like cooking streams occasionally. Like I just did one this morning actually.
Oh, cool.
And I post vlogs sometimes too. I haven't been able to do one lately, but anyway,
and you're gonna post a video on what's necessary for the Nintendo Switch to properly do VR.
I hope so. Yeah, I do hope so. And I also am looking to start streaming my NES, like my original NES that I have from the 80s, because I have this capture card. It's the
Black Magic.
Yeah.
That's a serious capture card. Thunderbolt one, right?
What?
The Black Magic Thunderbolt, that's a serious capture card. That's like a professional grade capture card right there.
Wow. Okay.
It's really nice.
like that blows Elgato out of the water. Granted, your video files are like 22 gigs per hour.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, because I have the Black Magic one, so I should be able to just put the NES cables into here.
For the NES, you're going to need a special cable that goes from, because by default it has the coaxial out, and then on the right you have a red and a yellow. You're going to need the splitter that goes from red to red white and the yellow to yellow. It's on Amazon for like $6. I bought it myself to go into a splitter. Otherwise, you're only going to have one side audio. But do keep in mind, you're only going to be at like 144p upscaling to 1080. So it's going to look kind of cringy. So when you're in OBS, you might want to throw some sharpen filters on there and mess with the color a little bit.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, thank you for that.
The sharpen filter, you never want to go above 0.15.
Okay. Let me write this down. What? Sorry, what was the splitter called again?
It's just a NES composite splitter or NES composite cable.
Cable splitter.
Amazon Nest Composite cable.
So,
And you're going to notice that it goes from 2 to 3.
This has become the tech support show.
Go check her out, though, guys. We've dropped her channel in the a couple times. We're gonna take some questions too while you're helping out.
Okay.
Well, from the
Some genre
Discord,
streaming tips, yes.
from the Discord, we got Super Bowl's coming up. If Nintendo were to drop a commercial, what would it be for? What would you
Switch.
want it to be for, rather?
Just the Switch in general.
Just the general Switch.
It'd probably be a very quick 30-second, really a 30-second compilation of some of their better games. Mario would absolutely be in there. Mario Kart.
No possible like announcements or anything, you think?
I don't think so. I think it's mostly just going to be more advertising. I don't think it'll be anything to do with the Labo. It'll just be the Switch, a very clear-cut message, probably Mario, and that'll be it.
Lots of people playing Mario Kart in bars and stuff. I have a feeling that it's going to be a lot more adult targeted marketing and less because remember the last time they did the last big commercial, I remember they had like people at a party playing 1-2 Switch, and I think they realized, oh, that nobody bought that. Let's advertise some games that are selling.
I'm really upset on how well 1-2 Switch did. Everyone thought it was going to be good, and it was just literally the biggest piece of shit ever.
It did. I think it sold like 1.5 million or something like that.
Yep.
I mean, it sold. Yeah, it did well.
10% of everybody, 10% of everybody who got a Switch goes, yeah, I'll also take that turd behind the counter thing.
What else do we have, Evan? Anything else?
Some basics. I mean, like, do you think the Labo will be a success? Which I guess everyone keeps asking in general.
I think
Actually, the Labo right now is on the front page of Amazon.
Yeah, and Labo's going to do well enough, especially after I heard about you being able to program it. I think that's going to do really well in schools.
So
It'll actually be
cool.
something that shows up in schools, I think.
Yeah.
That'll be so interesting if it gets
Mm-hmm.
if it shows up in schools. Like that would be really. I wish my school as a kid, could have had Labo.
I remember when the iPad first showed up, or I had this argument with somebody about it. I was like, it's going to show up in schools. And there you go. iPads are in schools now. So
There you go.
Before it's released, you think it will
It's
get
been
a
a long
direct
time
meant
now.
specifically for it?
What's that, Evan?
Before it's released, do you think we'll get a direct meant specifically for it?
No, I don't think so.
No way.
No, I think they're just going to release it. They're doing their events now where if you have a child in the certain age group, you can take them with you to play it. So I was a little concerned about what I find on Craigslist. It seems all on the up and up though. No one's asking for kids. So it seems okay there, but apparently everyone's liking it. They're doing well. All their spots are filled and they have massive amounts of interest in it. So
I feel like we kind of already covered this. Maybe this person came late. What do you think Yoshida will do for the PlayStation brand in the future?
he'll just cut a lot of expenses. And he wants to focus on technology. So he may, I don't know what else they would work into in terms of technology.
I mean, they could try and release if I had to make a shot at our guess, I feel like they're probably going to try and make it where complete guesses. PSVR starts to work as a VR headset on other systems or like on PC. I feel like they probably want to try and spread their brand out. So I imagine we'll probably get a new cell phone, and I imagine they're probably going to try and expand the brand of PSVR.
I don't think they're going to do cell phones. Like, they've just lost money hand over
I know.
fist
Well, no,
over
but I'm
and
saying the
over.
budget. Like, I imagine that they may try and budget something because the biggest problem is that their stuff has been so pricey. If they come out with a $300, $400 range one, it might not bomb as badly.
I see them come. I see they're taking their new mirrorless cameras and making them more mainstream the way that Canon did the Rebel series.
Sure.
That's definitely going to be something down the future that we're going to see as far as Sony goes.
We'll see. We'll see what they do there, but there's a lot of stuff they can do. But they should really start building in. I don't know if they've done this yet. I keep hearing rumors of them doing this. Build like a chipset into their TVs and have PlayStation Now actually work right on the TV without needing to plug anything into it.
That exists. Yeah, that exists now in Sony TVs. But I know what you're saying is make it a thing you plug into any TV. That'd be great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of stuff they can do. Anything else? We're a little over tonight. We're a little late. I was like 4 minutes late. So
Well, you had two guests.
Yes, we did. We had two guests.
Yes.
So I guess we'll close it out then. Let's go around here. Max, where can they find you, man?
YouTube.com/Dreamcast guy. I've got a big review coming out Tuesday for Shadow of the Colossus. I've had it for a couple weeks now, but I haven't had a chance to review it because I was working on so many other projects. But I really want to focus on if it's worth buying, because I feel like that's something I've noticed a lot of Nintendo fans kind of saying is, I still own a PlayStation 4. It's a shorter game and it is a lower price point. Is it worth buying? So stay tuned. Early Tuesday, probably real early Tuesday morning, I'll drop that.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably end up buying that anyway, but I'll check out your review either way. I saw some comparisons on the visuals and stuff, and it looks really cool. So
yeah,
I'll check it out. Let's go around. Austin, where can they find you, man?
I'm doing stuff. The Pokemon Ultra Lock series is on YouTube. The finale is going to be coming up this week. In addition, doing daily streams Monday through Thursday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on Facebook Gaming, facebook.com/AustinJohnPlays. And we're going to be doing some fun community stuff. I just bought Xenoblade, so
go try it out, man. I think you'll like it.
I guess we're going to play some of that.
Yeah. Sean,
you could also find me in the organic food section of your local grocery store.
Like among the fruits, or
they call me the cabbage.
Sean, I guess we'll need somebody to raid, Sean, if you have anybody in mind while we go around here.
Yeah, I'll look.
Okay.
Somebody to raid?
People are getting like people.
I didn't know you guys did raids.
People ask
who
for
doesn't
that
do
now,
raids,
and we close it out now with a smaller YouTuber to send them over. Sean, while you're looking, where can they find you?
You can find me at RGT85.com. I have no idea what I'm doing this week. Oh, that's not entirely true.
Okay.
I am doing the Super Retro Trio HD review. I gotta start it tonight.
It rolls off the tongue. I don't know what that is, but now I gotta watch.
Yeah, it's another clone console. There's like nobody fucking streaming on my thing right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and I don't know, probably make more videos yelling about how Atari sucks and how WWE 2K18 sucks.
Okay, cool. And then Kazoo, where can they find you? I know we've had you do like advertise channel a lot, but let them know where they can find you. Let them know where they can find you for the last time. Yeah, give them a little.
Well, my YouTube channel is TheYellowKazoo. YouTube.com/TheYellowKazoo.
Cool.
I do streams. I mostly stream. That's pretty much what I do, and then some vlogs, some cooking streams also. But mostly Nintendo game streams. So if you like that, you should definitely check out my channel and subscribe to it, and that would be cool. Yeah. And also, can I suggest a raid? Is that okay?
You can. Yeah. You absolutely can. Let me go over to Evan and let him let everybody know where you can find Evan, and then we'll come back to you. We'll do the raid, and then we'll close out.
I'll just drop it in chat.
What's that?
Basically, that name at the end of twitter.com, twitch.com, instagram.com. It takes you to anything that I really do.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought we were. Wait, are we not rating on YouTube?
No, we are. Yeah, we are. If you want to grab the stream, Kazoo, for who you want to raid,
the URL.
You're a mod. You can drop it right in the chat, and everyone will go raid and let them know that they came from the SpawnCast.
Also, just saying, YellowKazoo, she's at 875 right now. Over the next, by the end of the month, we got to get her to that 1,000 mark so that she could be part of the YouTube monetization thing.
Oh,
at least until they change it again.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yes, go check out YellowKazoo, guys. Hit her with a sub. Get her to 1,000 subscribers. And then she did drop somebody you guys can go bother and raid and let them know that the SpawnCast sent you guys.
Try not to bother them, but
drop it in there.
Raid.
Drop it in their chat. Thanks guys for joining us, Evan. This was episode 34, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, good. I got it right. Good. We're gonna close out here tonight, guys. Thanks for joining us for.
You said 34.
Oh, this dude's doing a speed run. We're gonna distract him
44.
so much.
44.
Everyone is doing the raid.
44.
Everyone is doing it.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Have fun and I guess the raid and everything. And we'll see you guys next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. See you then.
Night, everyone. Austin John out.